A serious question. Why are you and DUI Guy and Megan Fox and Legal Vices and Legally Live and MG Law all doing the exact same thing? And none of you have even one person on your webcast to offer a different perspective, such as a lawyer who can engage in actual legal analysis. It's all the same. Watching the videos of hearings, making silly jokes to pander to all the Hales fans. Not ever acknowledging anything negative with respect to Hale's Megan Fox's original PJ Media article is so inaccurate about the legal issues. And amazingly, even lawyers like Larry Foreman say the same nonsense, i.e. that the Sixth Amendment or Fourth Amendment apply to the case before Judge Dotomet says. All of the whitey coverage started from that. Oh, and why did Megan decide to write that piece? How much of this is orchestrated by Hales for content? In my opinion, all it will take to completely turn the tables is a competent lawyer willing to represent Preston in federal court, where she can bring counterclaims that would be much stronger than the claims Hales brought. Let me know if you want to set your coverage apart by having a serious lawyer discuss the many issues not being discussed. All of the whitey coverage started from that. Oh, and why did Megan decide to write that piece? How much of this is orchestrated by Hales for content? Only Forman say the same nonsense. Only Forman say the same nonsense. Only Forman say the same nonsense.
And just because I watch a video or parts of a video doesn't mean I'm a stalker.
This nigga is smart, dropping bombs on your news. Might drop their alarms while they press snooze. Mainstream spinning, but I won't play that game. A nuclear flow turning at you for motivational flame. Megan Fox crushing all the talking heads as they spoon feed their paid piggies. Gotta keep them misled with blazing Lego vision. I see all the signs exposed in the agenda. Miss these epic rhymes. Intellectual assault on the mainstream, not on the current of the mainstream. Me and smart will never be silenced. They won't extend buying appliance. Pretend intellectual assault on the mainstream, never ride in the current of the lame stream. Bro, I can burn water, but I'm spitting facts. Top shelf, sorting max facts, reporting news, and not like you make it. I'm award winning, and I don't have to fake it. Megan Fox, an authentic voice, giving the masses a hard-hitting choice. That umbrella guy, hammering his song, while Megan Fox rights those wrongs. Now we hit the end of this tune, declaring what it isn't even new. Making dinner and still chopping rhymes like granite. In my area code, please, you're not even on my plan. Yeah, you're outclassed and you never knew. By the time I press singleizer through, breaking stories while you're chasing hunches. I'm a news titan, never pulling punches.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the show. I hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday. I always feel like on Mondays, I'm coming back from a really long vacation. And it's been a really long time since I talked to all of you, and it's only been since Thursday. It's really not that long of a time, but I do feel like I've been gone a while. How was your weekend, Tug?
Oh, it was exciting. So much fun popped off this weekend.
Fun, lawsuits, all kinds of things. We are now
Yeah.
up to 10 lawsuits
I mean,
that are in
had
the
to-
Jeremy Hales arena.
Well, and you weren't here for the judicial order for.
I wasn't, but I was paying attention to all of that.
I'm just saying for the weekend.
I have to temper a little bit of the glee because you know me. I'm the one that's like, yeah, well, she can still file to set aside the default. which of course will happen.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
of course is part of this, and she will get it, and then we'll be back to the same old garbage.
what it does,
So-
though, is it tells you this judge's mindset. This is a no effing around situation.
Oh,
And
agreed.
she's been putting this off for, what was it, February? That the thumbnail case, right? Isn't that correct? The February hearing was the one that.
Since February.
Yeah, so I mean, we're 7 months deep in delays. They don't have a excuse the way I'm going to say this, but they don't have another lawyer to off. So no excuse like that anymore. You know, I
True.
mean, unless
Tough.
that's crazy too. Every 7 months, a lawyer drops off. You're like, wait a minute, I feel like there's a weird strategy going on.
Well, then the news came over the weekend that our very good friend and friend of the show, Larry Foreman, the DUI Guy Plus, is being sued by Bruce Matzkin. Now, folks, I'm of two opinions for this. I wrestled with myself on whether or not I was going to actually read this bullshit lawsuit. And on one hand, it's exactly what Bruce wants. Let us please remember that Bruce Matzkin tried to insert himself onto my channel a year ago, begging and pleading to have him on and whining and complaining when we weren't interested. And because we weren't interested in his mac and cheese bullshit story of whatever the hell corruption he thinks is happening that isn't happening, he went on a vengeance tour to destroy me, Tug, and anybody else in the LawTube community who wasn't interested in his tales of woe. And because of that, because he didn't get the attention he wanted, he has now inserted himself in a case we were covering, so we had no choice but to mention his name. So we had no choice but to read his filings, which turned out to be some of the worst filings we've ever read. So we're very grateful for them.
Yes, they were a gift.
I would
were
never
they
have had
not?
Gainesville to Gainesville without this idiot.
Exactly. They became the gift that you never expected.
Yes. And so we're very grateful for that part of it. But I have to say that this latest lawsuit against Larry really makes me mad to the point where I almost don't want to show it to you, because I do feel like the purpose of it is for Bruce to get his name in lights, because this audience right here, all 2,000 of you, and however many more there are of you in the Rumble Ghetto, hello Rumble Ghetto, you're the biggest audience this man is ever going to get. And he would never have access to you if it weren't for us. And in a way, it makes me, I cringe to think that I'm playing into his game, which is, read my filings and legitimize me through reading my filings. Let me just be clear about something. There is nothing legitimate about what this man is doing. He is completely using this platform to harass and harangue friends for no reason at all. Trying to silence people, trying to shut up their First Amendment right. He asked for all of this, and he didn't like what he got. And because of that, he's going to use lawsuits to silence people.
Is this Polymob, Bruce?
It sure seems like he's multiplying the litigation.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Well, you know what's funny? Even his good old boy Volpe, he says that this is a garbage lawsuit. It's bad when your own PR folks, the people that you and the whole ecosystem push to profit, so they will cover. It's like, probably not a good one, because a lot of this hinges on the idea that Bruce is a private person, not a public figure. The only problem with that is Bruce has stated that multiple times.
He has stated that he got famous on his mac and cheese case. I believe he put that in a letter to Dave Neal. I haven't verified that, but I'm pretty sure that he did. But let's look at, we are going to go through this lawsuit today, but I am going to tell you guys right now, and I'm going to ask you a favor of the chat. I am not going to let another lawyer that he somehow found to take on this shitty lawsuit gain any notoriety through my channel. So I'm redacting the lawyer's name. I'm not going to mention this guy. And I don't think any of you ought to either, because again, he's bringing in more snakes in the grass who want their 15 minutes of fame out of suing Larry, who's a public person who people know. And that's what this is about. This is about getting on Larry's channel. They're hoping that Larry will talk about it. They're hoping that, you know, that this is going to go viral, etc. And they're going to get their big 15 minutes of fame. Well, I'm not going to give this new person that. I'm not going to speak his name. So, sorry.
Well, I like let me quote Bruce before we go through this. Quote, here, this is you, Bruce. All the attacks against me by, you know, his regular people and others, this is addressed to Larry, by the way, and other channels begging to become relevant in this growing YouTube legal drama. So he's telling you right off the bat, first of all, he is relevant because other people are trying to grow relevance by talking about him, but they have no effect on my regular law practice, and none of my clients know about this case. Huh, that's weird. The YouTubers who spend time streaming about me, making up defamatory lies and threatening my livelihood or their followers, wouldn't be able to contact a single client of mine, even if they set out to try. If anyone filed a bar grievance, maybe some have, although I haven't been notified, it would help the story become bigger, but I violated no rules, not even close. So he's telling you, you can't hurt me. Nothing hurts me there. That's the problem with damages, isn't it? Oh, you defame. Wait a minute. I guess not. It's nice for him to have written to Larry. That is an open letter to Larry Foreman. It is it was a treat. We talked about a long time ago, and people were like, why do you return back to that? You know, we're like, it will become relevant sometime, I'm sure.
It will be very, very relevant, because he literally said that nothing Larry has done has harmed him. And now he's going to come up with this complaint that says he's been harmed by Larry Foreman. You just heard Bruce's own words. Nothing Larry has done has harmed him. And what was the date on that again?
That is right around, give me 1 second. I'll give you the exact date. Just give me 1 minute here. Open.
You know, the chat wants to know, how do we refer to the new lawyer? I'm not going to refer to him at all. Let's just pretend like he doesn't exist. Okay.
Lawyer.
Yeah. Lawyer. He's not a part of this, or she. I don't know who it is.
Well,
I'm not even going to look.
Well, to be fair, like, I haven't talked about Bruce's other lawyer. Like, I don't know them, you know, for Fed 2.
Yeah, right. Me either.
I haven't talked about the one for, oh God, what's his name?
David. Helm.
David, yeah, Hale. There's so many of these fucking people, man.
I know.
I'm telling you, I need a cheat sheet over here beside me someday.
It's true. You do. You need a cheat sheet, which is why I have one. I need to update it, because my lawsuit TLDR is now out of date, because there are now 10 and not 8. So yeah.
Bruce has also been asking. So interestingly, Bruce has been sending out emails to media. I hope, hey, you know what? I need to give Larry all of those, because he's asked people repeatedly to cover this thing. He's also mailed to what was it, Law 360. You know, all that stuff is relevant, because again, he's saying this is going to be a gigantic case. It'll be the craziest thing, and anybody covering it, they're going to get this, that, and the other, you know. So he's telling you it's relevant. And since he's the one on contract there, you know, the contract from Stark gives us I think a good look into this case, because Bruce is the PR guy. Bruce is the one that goes on channels, makes contact, all of that. So he is the face of this thing that is going after a YouTuber that is closing in on 1 million subs.
Also, to the chat, make sure that you hit that like button, show that algorithm who's boss. And make sure that you hit that like, that you hit subscribe. It is free. It is totally free to like and subscribe. And if you can afford to support the show, please do send super chats, super tips. Super tips with AI voices is a lot of fun. I just pinned it to the top of the chat. I know I'm behind on my game. I get it. I'm slow today. But if you were just watching, I was on with Quite Frankly right before this stream. I do a once a month with him. And if those of you who haven't checked out Quite Frankly, make sure that you do. He's got a great show out of New York. And I just love Frank. And I had a good conversation with him. And we'll be doing it again in October. And make sure that you check that out. I pinned it to my X feed. And also just make sure, well, just so you know, I actually did my hair for that since I was going to be on camera. So, if you guys want me to turn on the camera tonight, I could. I mean, the super chats and the super tips are going to have to be up there a little bit. I don't know if we'll set a goal for that or anything, but I could turn on the camera. I'm having a good hair day. So I don't know if we get to I'll give you a discount today. If we get to $400 today, I'll turn on the camera. How's that? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's like 100 less than I normally do. Yeah. But don't send me your ramen money. You know how I feel about that. Only your Starbucks money. Only if you have it to spare. Definitely don't send me your grocery money. That would not be okay. I want you to eat, and I want you to take care of your family and your bills first. If you have fun money, my grandma used to say, here's some fun money for your purse. That's the kind of money I'm interested in. Only if you want to send it. All right, let's see. How about turn off the commercials? Oh, God, are they on? Oh, hold on. I got to turn that off. I turned on the monetization, but I didn't mean to turn the commercials on. Hold the phone. I must have hit the wrong thing.
It cuts them on regardless.
I hit the wrong thing. Hold on. Let me turn it off.
Yeah, but YouTube cuts them on regardless. I turned mine on because YouTube, I kept getting complaints that commercials were on. And
there we go. Okay, I had it on scheduled instead of manual. So if I do manual, then it won't.
Yeah, but if you read their new terms of service, what it says is that they reserve the right to put commercials in if you're not monetized. If you don't monetize, so they do it anyway. Oh, it's so wild. I was just forget it.
They do it.
Yeah. Read the terms of service on it. They reserve the right to do it, and they do it. Yeah, my live streams, if you ever noticed that live streams that are demonetized, if they've gone in and they've turned off the monetization for you, they still play commercials.
No, I've never noticed that. Oh, yeah. That's terrible. That's terrible. All right, I've turned it off. You're right. I get into the habit of turning it on for my day streams because they're smaller streams, But yeah, I turned it off. So we shouldn't have that bothering us anymore. So don't worry, chat. The commercials should be off. Okay. And let me know if they come back on, because that would be weird. That would be weird if I have it on manual and they still insert them.
We need a good name for this lawsuit, by the way, folks. Maybe we need to read it first.
Oh, and then we'll come up God. All right. Yeah, let's read it and then we'll come up with a name for it. But I do think that this lawsuit was filed for one reason only. Bruce Matzkin is so jealous of Larry Foreman. Larry Foreman is everything Bruce wanted to be, but never became. Larry is successful at a very young age. He has a thriving legal firm. He has a Lamborghini. I think it's his second. He has, he's wealthy. He's young. He's successful, and he does it with his law license. I think this is what Bruce wanted for his life, and for whatever reason, he didn't get there. And seeing Larry reject him, Larry, a guy who Bruce thinks he has something to offer Larry. He thinks he has advice to offer him, like the way he spoke to. I spoke to Larry when we were at Jeff's funeral. Larry gave me, we talked a lot about the conversation that he had with Bruce. And one of the things we laughed about was Bruce trying to give Larry advice, trying to give him advice as a lawyer. It's like, why would Larry take advice from a guy like that? who's had a 27-year career that went absolutely nowhere. And the only thing that is notable about Bruce Matzkin is how many people are in a fight with him on YouTube or a fight with him at the bar. This is not the kind of reputation. You got people leaving voicemails for him saying how much they hate him. You know, like, this is not, you don't have a reputation, Bruce, that people would want to have. So him wanting to give Larry advice is laughable. But like, that's what this is about. This is about Larry not giving him the time of day that he felt he was owed. And this is all revenge. It is. I called this stream tonight DEUCE'S Revenge, which Rogue Mama pointed out to me sounds like a horrible case of diarrhea. I agree. It does. But also, this is his revenge on Larry for Larry not kowtowing to Bruce. And it's gross. It's gross. All right, here we go. We're going to switch off pages like we normally do. We'll just finish the sentence before we turn it over. Defendant Larry Foreman wrongly believed that plaintiff Matzkin instigated unrelated litigation against him. Really? Did he wrongfully believe that? Or did you wrongfully bring the thumbnail lawsuit? That's still being worked out in court, sir. And it's
Not
going
just
to be...
that. It's there are statements, Bruce. Didn't you talk about bringing that lawsuit? Didn't you talk about what you imagined all of these lawsuits would become? All of the lawyers you'd have to bring in and direct it more. Because we have some sound bites from early on about that. Now, why would you do that? Why would you do that with Larry? Also, you remember that? I need to go back and find this, but Shara put up messages between Bruce and between Lynette, where they talked about the thumbnail case. And Lynette is talking about how if he takes those down, I'm not going to get money, you know, where they've been. And he's like, no, essentially, I'm paraphrasing, but essentially we're going to go forward with it anyway. So that sounds like a malicious lawsuit, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it does. It absolutely sounds like a malicious lawsuit. And I love the fact that we've gotten in like one sentence and I had to stop and talk about it. So while we're stopping, we might as well continue the stopping and go to the super tips because there's a bunch of them. Razilla's Realm, thanks for the 5.
When river dancing in a prom dress, don't invite Captain Fumblenuts, as he'll be the first to fall in the river.
Speaking of river dancing, Tug, you're not in on this joke because you haven't been watching my trial stream that I've been doing. I've been covering the Tim's trial, but there is a child abuse pediatrician who has a TikTok of her in a sequiny prom dress, wading around in a stream. For real, wading in a stream. And I promised the chat that if we reach the goal of the Tim's, the Tim's GoFundMe, if we got the goal, me and Mo and Flux, we're all going to put on prom dresses that we find at the Goodwill, and we're going to get into a stream and do some river dancing for you, just like the pediatrician. Check this out. I went to the Goodwill today. Are you ready for this?
I got to see this now.
I went to the Goodwill today and I started Goodwill prom dress shopping. Which one do you think looks better in a stream? Because I'm feeling like we're going to hit the goal for the Tim's
That's
case.
hilarious.
Which one do you think? I bought the green one because it also had this fun shawl. But none of them actually zip up in the back, unfortunately. I'm going to have to figure out a way to fix that. But then again, really, this isn't about the fit of the thing. It's about trouncing around in a stream in a prom dress. So if you're not watching my trial coverage of the Tim's case, you really need to. And you really need to be, because there's some fun, hilarious things happening. And that dress is not black. You guys are colorblind. It's navy blue.
I think it's
How do you
black.
not see it? It's not black.
I see
It's
a
navy
black
blue.
dress.
It's not black. It's blue.
Quick guess.
I know. Rogue. There were sequin dresses. I tried them on. They looked like shit. I will keep looking. I only paid $7 for the green one, so it's not like I can get rid of it if I need to. But anyway, that's what we're starting with, and it's going to be hilarious. So please do join me at 9 a.m. on every day, because I'm doing Tim's trial coverage, and it's a lot of fun. And who's next? Mary Lankins. Thanks for the 5.
Megan, do I need some Pepto-Bismol for this show? DEUCE'S Revenge sounds like the type of diarrhea that has your family using all toilets, tubs, and buckets in your house.
It does sound like that. Mary, you're not the only one to think so. It does. DEUCE'S Revenge sounds pretty bad. L Flocking Lou, thanks for the 5.
Megan, honey, pin the super tits.
Martin S, thanks for the 5.
Bruce Matzkin is a wonderful lawyer. He's invited me, my ex-husband, and HG to visit him when he settled into his new home in Armenia. Not that I'm a stalker.
Right. We would never think that, Lynette. Don't worry. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 5.
You should call the new lawyer Bruce's sacrificial victim, because that's what he'll become.
Take it from me. Sometimes the target takes part in sacrificing themselves.
Also true. Thank you for that, David Gingras. We appreciate you. DTG, thanks for the 5.
Release the hairs.
Spin Dr. D, thanks for the 5.
Is the new lawyer single?
Laura, calm down. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 5.
I never thought that financial domination would come up in this case, but watching John Cuck beg for scraps from Lisa while she verbally steps on him is both funny and disturbing. The best part is that he won't get anything. He's a shameful example of a man who laps at Lisa's feet while selling out his family and getting nothing in return.
Yeah, he's been doing that heavily lately. It's been quite the thing. You know, like I was saying last night, I find it really interesting that he plays at being a man. But you know, one of the highlights as a family man, especially, is, I don't know, being able to get my my kid, even though it's not biologically, he keeps claiming the kid. The kid lives in a 15 by 20. There are reports that they don't have a bed. There are reports they definitely don't have adequate services there. For sure. But he has time to go online and pretend to be a man. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's gross. It's pretty gross. I mean, that's not the type of man I would ever say takes care of his family.
Why does he keep talking about his
families?
Why does he keep talking about his let's say man parts and telling other men to go check them out? Just curious, John. You know,
yeah, it's weird why he keeps on saying stuff about his man parts being in Jeremy's throat or Jeremy's backside, and it's like, gosh, John, or Tug, like, he's talking about you now, and like and his nuts, and it's like, dude, why are you so obsessed with other men and your nuts?
Yeah.
It's gross.
I mean,
yeah, John
that's his
Tam
thing.
says,
That's
John,
his
this
thing.
is jail.
Maybe you know, he found the love of his life there, and he's trying to get back to it, because he was like, you know, he was asking me to wipe his off, you know, as part of his. He's afraid of Lynette's going to talk to me. Yeah, he wrote, this was a comment left on my channel. Check this out. I will redact certain parts as I read it. Hey, Tuck, I hear you want to help. I just got done working and I'm really sweaty. Man, you can start by helping me first. Will you please wipe my off?
What?
Yeah. That sounds like an invitation, doesn't it?
It does sound like an invitation, and he's not interested. Oh my God, John, stop. John, get away from the window.
Yeah, for real. John, you pressed what on my window?
Oh my God, John. No.
Oh my God.
One of you in the chat suggested we call this lawsuit the "they're laughing at us" lawsuit. That's in the running.
That's funny, actually.
That's in the running for sure. All right. I only got through one sentence before I got derailed.
Somebody said that can't be John who wrote that. He doesn't work.
Also good. Forman retaliated against Matzkin by using his popular YouTube channel to spread malicious lies about Matzkin. Foreman's YouTube videos are sponsored and branded by his firm, defendant Larry Foreman Law PLLC. Foreman claims that Matzkin, an attorney, was facing disbarment. Well, we didn't know what you were facing. You could have been facing disbarment. That freaking judge still hasn't ruled on what you were facing.
Exactly.
And you could still be facing disbarment.
Actually, Bruce himself said that he was afraid he would end up in prison.
Oh, yeah. He did.
That you need to mark that to note to Larry.
It's in his filing. It's literally in his filing that he feared that the magistrate would put him in jail.
Have you uploaded? Have you uploaded this anywhere yet? Yeah, this document right here.
Lawsuit?
No, Have you put it anywhere redacted like that? Yeah, I was going to say send it to me and I'll mark that so I don't forget to note that later on.
Yeah, you mean redacted the way it is?
Yeah. That way, if I pull it up,
Okay, I'll do it after the show. I'll save it and send it to you. Sound good?
I'll make notes on this.
Or do you want me to do it right now? Do you want me to do it right now? I can do it right now.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Hold on.
Sorry, class, but I need to put that note because I know later on when I'm looking at it, I'll forget. I'll be like, but didn't he say jail? So I do want that there.
I got to make a new folder because it's a new case. Holy shit. I have to make a whole new folder under what the Hales. Yeah. All right. So now we have to name it something. For the moment, I'm just going to name it Matzkin v. Foreman.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're 10 cases deep now, folks. 10
Unbelievable.
Cases deep.
All right. I'm going to send it to you on email if that's okay with you.
Yeah. That's fine.
All right. You know, I hate that your email address is not your name because every single time I go in to send you something, I start typing that every time and it doesn't come up. And then I'm like, damn it, Tog, why can't you just have an email address that's normal?
Well, I would, but I had to hook these things up to my,
I know you have all your
YouTube,
excuses.
So.
I know you have all your excuses. All right, let's see.
Yes.
Where did I just put it in there? Oh, there we go.
Who the hell uses Proton Mail?
Journalists who don't want to be subpoenaed. That's who. They're based in Switzerland and they don't respond to subpoenas.
I believe in burn after reading, so I don't know what you're
talking
about.
I mean, I do the same, but also it helps to have a secure, encrypted email. All right, here we go. Where am I? Foreman's YouTube. Oh, Forman claims that Matzkin, an attorney, was facing disbarment, that he was or would be arrested by a federal court judge. No, Matzkin, you said you were going to be arrested by the federal court judge. That's why you said you couldn't show up, and it is in your filing, and that he was fleeing the country to evade the law. Well, you wrote an entire article about fleeing the country to evade sanctions. Do you remember that, Bruce? Because you did.
Yep.
And then you guys took off to Armenia, and you've been in Armenia for God knows how long. Forman claimed that Matzkin is a career criminal. I don't believe he claimed that. Who travels from town to town, scamming others. None of these things are true. Yeah, well,
I'm imagining him in like a big snake oil freaking, like the old school ones in westerns.
Yeah, the snake oil guy, the snake oil salesman who goes from town to town, peddling his wares. Well, strangely, that is the way I picture you, Bruce. It is. That is the way that I picture you. You're a snake
Bruce's
oil
description made me picture that. It wasn't something Larry Foreman said.
Right. It's the way Bruce did it.
Bruce just did it.
Well, I mean, what Bruce, we only have an opinion of you that you've given us. Our opinions of you have come straight from you. Honestly.
I cannot believe still he put in that Forman claimed he was facing disbarment or would be arrested. And it's like, dude, you said that. I can't get over that, man.
You said it. None of these things are true. They're all per se defamatory. Well, I'm not really sure if they are defamatory. Normally, defamatory statements are like not just saying someone's a criminal, but it has to be like a heinous crime, right? Like a PDF file. I don't think just saying someone is a criminal is per se defamatory.
He thinks calling him an ambulance chaser and more is
right. He thinks ambulance chaser is defamatory, whereas some people might think that ambulance chaser is just a job descriptor. You know?
Well, it's kind of interesting considering, I mean, some of this stuff. He didn't just say that. So when he wrote us a letter, you remember the letters he wrote about, I'm not an ambulance chaser, I won't sue you. Remember he brought up Larry Foreman, and he called Larry Foreman an ambulance chaser.
He did.
So I think that's another one to bring up.
Well, but he actually does injury cases. I don't do personal injury. Like, dude, you know, you can call someone an ambulance chaser who's not an injury attorney. It's a form of speech. It doesn't mean just personal injury attorneys. It means people who solicit, lawyers who solicit, which is something Bruce Matzkin does all day long. He solicits for work, and we've seen him do it. The per se defamatory, or Forman repeatedly states in these attack videos that he has no evidence of his claims about Matzkin. The per se defamatory statements are therefore malicious. Matzkin and his family were grievously harassed by Forman's audience as a result of these videos. What was the date on that letter again? The open letter to Larry Foreman?
January the 2nd.
January the 2nd. Okay, that's going to come in. Remember that date. Matzkin brings this case for defamation, false light, and outrage. Outrage? Is that a cause of action? Outrage? I've never heard of that as a cause of action. He brings this case for defamation, false light, and outrage. Okay. All right, it's time. Your turn.
Oh man, we're gonna do. Do we want to do jurisdiction?
Oh no, I guess not.
Yeah, I was just like, well, we can if you want to.
We understand the parties.
Yeah, and it's Kentucky. So
okay, all right. Facts. Let's start at 7.
Forman made a series of videos attacking Matzkin. Forman's video regarding Matzkin combined half-truths with knowing falsehoods. So we already have an admission that part of it was true. That's an interesting. I'm making notations as I go along too, because I like the admission there. You know, when he says, "Well, it's a half-truth," okay, well, let's see what is a quote-unquote half-truth, and then we'll compare it to what he says is the, you know.
Wait, with knowing falsehoods? That's a typo. You mean known falsehoods? God damn. These people and their grammar. I mean, what grade did you graduate from? Because this is not right. Half-truths with knowing falsehoods? No, known. KNOWN falsehoods. Who wrote this?
What in the world? I also like that he says, and these were done, right? Were made in retaliation for a lawsuit one of Matzkin's clients had filed against Forman. Oh man, we should talk about how that comes up, shouldn't we? You know, that's interesting stuff. Considering, again, I've seen what Bruce has said about quite a few people. And if you consider what's in this to be defamatory, holy shit, you really do need to buckle up, Bruce, because you're going to get hit with a hell of a lawsuit in retaliation for it, you know, for sure. You know? But he says, for which Forman blamed Matzkin. Forman wrongly believed that Matzkin had, quote unquote, scammed a different lawyer into representing the client on the case. He's allowed to think that, by the way, you know, especially considering that lawyer had no idea what the case was even about.
And now that lawyer is dead, we'll never know if he believed it or not, unless his wife wants to talk. But I truly believe that lawyer was scammed into it too. Yeah, I have that belief. I believe that's called a protected opinion.
Well, we can look at Stark's own comments, though, and the fact that...
How about the fact that during his deposition, he didn't know jack shit about the case he brought?
Yep.
He didn't know how many thumbnails there were. He didn't even know if there were between 10 and 100. He didn't know anything. He wasn't even on the call with Larry.
Now, Forman, he refers to this lawsuit throughout the videos. The transcripts of 3 of these attack videos are attached in exhibits 1, 2, and 3. Each subsequent video snowballs from the prior and features new and even more outlandish lies. Ding, ding, ding. Man, Forman posted these videos on his YouTube channel, The DUI Guy. Make sure you're subscribed, by the way.
Get over there and subscribe. Let's push Larry past 500,000 subscribers.
So good. This channel features content produced exclusively by Forman and Forman Law.
And I must say that his content over there is quite entertaining. I particularly love his voir dire that he does of jury members. You guys should watch those. Those are fantastic. I've been meaning to actually walk through one with you guys. That is one of the best things I've ever seen. Larry's got great stuff. So go over there for real and check him out. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
This is a false statement, by the way. On information and belief, every single video on the channel includes branding and advertising on behalf of defendant's firm. It actually says undefended firm, but defendant firm, which, again, every video on the channel ever? That's probably not true. I'm going to say every single
probably
video.
Not, but maybe. I don't know.
I doubt it. I very much doubt it, because you're talking about videos, live, shorts. And
yeah,
more.
lives. His lives, I don't think he advertised for his business on.
Shorts, again, it could be anything. I mean, again, they they make some interesting comments in there. Appears to be affiliated with the defendant firm and features Forman, the self-styled CEO.
Self-styled? No, he literally is the CEO of his law firm. What do you mean self-styled?
What the stupid what?
He owns the firm. He is the CEO. Like, what do you mean self-styled? This is like when people call me a self-described journalist. Like, that's not what my award says. Like, I don't know. Like, that's not what my employer says. I hate it when people do this. The videos appear to be undisclosed and unethical advertisements for legal services. Well, are you suing him for unethical advertising? And if you're not, then why the fuck is this in here?
You also, essentially, they're trying to say that Larry Foreman, who is Larry Foreman's practice, can't talk about anything online because that would be him not disclosing an unethical advertisement method. What?
But wait a minute.
Are you kidding me?
He is literally disclosing that he is advertising for his legal services. That's what the advertisements are. It's not undisclosed advertisements. They're literally in-your-face advertisements for his business.
They just said every single video on the channel includes branding and advertising. If it has that, then how is it not branded?
Undisclosed.
Yes.
By defendant's firm. The videos are the words of both defendants. Forman uploaded Exhibit 1, a video Forman titled Florida Attorney Faces Disbarment for Shocking Actions on March 27th, 2025. Okay, what was that date again of the letter, the open letter to Larry?
That would be January the 1st.
Of 2025?
Now, this is after. So what he's talking about here is he's talking about the hearing. This is when the hearing kicks off. So Bruce is facing, again, Bruce himself is saying that he was afraid he'd go to prison. And even after the judge was like, that's insane, he still goes with that.
Although the title and content of the video referred to Matzkin and the video thumbnail showed his picture, Matzkin is not a Florida attorney. Yeah, well, he explains it in the video because I was just watching that video. He explains what pro hoc vice means, you dumbass. He is licensed in Massachusetts and Connecticut and has appeared pro hoc vice in Florida federal court. Well, if you would watch the video, you would know that Larry explains that right at the beginning. The incident Forman refers to in the March 27th video is a missed court appearance by Matzkin for which he had to show cause. Right, it was in April. Matzkin is not facing disbarment over this issue, nor was he at any time. Well, you don't know that. You don't know what you're facing yet because the judge hasn't ruled. He has never been sanctioned as of the filing of this complaint. What? You've never been sanctioned? Maybe not over this issue, but are you saying you've never been sanctioned, sir? Because you have.
Never? That's interesting.
It's a weird sentence. Forman began the video stating, "We do not want to give Matzkin any recognition or credibility because he deserves none of those things." I agree.
Okay. Yeah.
Matzkin, Forman says, is an absolute disgrace to the profession of law. I also agree with that. In my humble opinion, he should not have any business whatsoever. I'm not going to go so far as to strip the man of a bar license, but maybe he should be disbarred. But I will say this. He should definitely not have any clients because he does not deserve them. This is clearly an opinion. It is a protected First Amendment right to an opinion right here. This is you can't get any better than this as an opinion. He has a right to think you're a shitty lawyer, Matzkin.
Yeah.
I think you're a shitty lawyer too. You're going to sue me for that too. I think every word of this I agree with. I think you should have no clients. I think you're an absolute disgrace to the profession of law, and I have the right to have that opinion.
Oh, this is going to get so much better.
Although Forman does not say Matzkin's name, he shows his audience documents from the litigation discussed in paragraph 7, proving that Forman is discussing Matzkin. Forman's refusal to say Matzkin's name is a calculated insult, as he admitted above. No, see, Bruce, it is trying not to give you the spotlight you so desire, the spotlight you want so bad. You want your name in lights, and we have a right not to say it. We have a right not to say your name. And we can do it either way. We can say your name because you filed stuff publicly, or we can give you a nickname because we really just don't like saying your name. Either way, it's up to us how we report your story. Unfortunately for you, it's up to us. And if you want your story reported a different way, well, you've got your outlets. You can go do that. And if you can find some friends out there that have YouTube channels with more than, 3,000 subscribers, 2/3 of whom are Jeremy Hales fans, just in there wanting to hear what you idiots are saying, well, good luck to you. Addressing Matzkin directly in the March 27th video and accusing Matzkin, what?
Oh, shit. Nothing. We'll get to it. 20 and 21.
Matzkin, are you reading ahead? Stop reading ahead. And accusing Matzkin of criminal behavior, Forman stated, "You also joined forces with disbarred lawyers who are convicted felons. Why? Is it because birds of a feather? I don't know. I can't help but wonder. We all can't help but wonder. More scumbag stuff."
Ooh,
are you suggesting, sir, that you are not in cahoots with Richard fucking Luthman of the New York fame? 4 years in a federal fuck you in the ass prison? That guy?
You mean the guys who they fundraised and you all decided not only, you know what? Actually, let me make a note of this too, because I wrote him and made him aware that Luthman was a criminal. I wrote him about that. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that you did. Because you said you're not going to get away with this. At some point, this will come back to bite you, and I want to make sure you know about it. That you can't ever say you didn't know that this guy was a felon. What date did you send him that email?
I will have to pull that up. I will have to find it in a minute.
Because he did. Tug did that because he's a smart man, and he knew that this guy is he's putting his law license on the line for a bunch of felons and weirdos. Richard Luthman is a felon, and you, Bruce Matzkin, have been on YouTube shows with him hours, 5-6 hours at a time. You went on his podcast. You recruited him into this shit show. You did that. This is 100%. The defense to defamation is the truth, and this is the truth. After this video attracted views, over 80,000 views so far. Well, you know what, Bruce? Maybe don't fuck around with somebody with 500,000 subscribers if you don't like those kind of numbers. That's just a life lesson that you need to learn. Stop fucking with big YouTubers.
I wrote it to him on, it looks like, I believe the 26th of January.
January 26th. Mm-hmm. So you cannot say, sir, you did not know about the felons that you were laying down with, because you did know. After this video attracted views, over 80,000 views so far, Forman uploaded a new lie-ridden attack video aimed at Matzkin on April 9th entitled Biggest Court Sanctions on Shady Lawyer Exposed. And the footnote here says, on YouTube, video links may contain a thumbnail image that displays prior to a user clicking on the video link. Forman's videos usually contain such thumbnails, often edited and enhanced by artificial intelligence fakery. Excuse me, sir, you will not denigrate artificial intelligence like that. There is nothing fake about it. Artificial intelligence helps us make content. And those of us who are content creators, we appreciate it and we love our AI very much. Thank you, AI overlords, for all the good things you did for us.
So I wrote him. I pulled that. I found that. So this is actually what was told to him, by the way. So he can't, again, knew the denials would come up sooner or later. And he's done this a couple of times. But I wrote him, Bruce Matzkin, you recruited and pushed for the financial backing of our Luthman, or your recruitment and push for the financial backing of R. Luthman is disturbing, given the man's background, and very much a threat, given one, his history of court-documented mental instability, press fraud, extortion, false accusations, and much more. 2, that you are fundraising / helping Luthman fundraise to go after multiple individuals. 3, his recent unhinged behavior. As you are well aware, he, and I'm quoting the judge here, here's a few of the ones, I won't go through them all, but there's a few here that are wonderful, abused his status as a lawyer and conspired to commit fraud and extortion, pled guilty to wire fraud conspiracy, engaged in witness tampering, provided evidence to third parties in violation of court orders, created fake accounts to use to disseminate, allegedly tried to pay an exotic dancer to falsely report essay of a Staten Island DA in an effort to disparage, and more. There's much more, but it gets to the order part. Was ordered to pay $559,911.26 in restitution, and ordered a forfeiture of $130,000, and was sentenced to 48 months incarceration, to be followed by 3 years, quote unquote, supervised release. So I told him, and I was like, Luthman is already showing signs of instability. That's on you. But I'm sure you're counting on that, right? $300 a video. And we just saw an example of what you were paying for on 1/26/2025. Congrats on that. So he has this addressed to
full picture. He had a full picture of who Luthman was. He knows damn well he's a felon. Oh God, and he cannot now say, and I hope Larry's listening, because Larry, we'll send you that email too. Bruce was notified back in January by Tug that Richard Luthman is a felon. So all of this bullshit that he just said here, that you said he joined forces with a disbarred lawyer, well, he did, and he knew it, and he continued associating with him after that email.
Yep. That's 2 months after
we are allowed to infer what we infer by that behavior.
Yep.
All
now
right,
you're gonna love. Now wait until 21. Just
yours.
Okay. Wait 2021. Just buckle up for this. Like really settle in. You're gonna die here. Okay. The video contains even more incendiary lies than the March video. Foreman begins by alleging that Matzkin had been, quote unquote, arrested by a federal court judge.
I doubt that he said that.
Yeah, I know that Matzkin said he was terrified of that happening, though. Again, we can pull his filings on that.
Yes.
Matzkin was not. Now listen to this. This is so beautiful. Foreman apparently does not care. As he stated in an April video, "You, Matzkin, disgust me, sir." By this time, Foreman was taken to calling him Bruce Matzkin Deuce in his videos, parroting the nickname that others had contrived for YouTube content. Deuce, according to the Urban Dictionary, means, quote, the result of a complete bowel movement. Oh my God.
You know, I was not aware that courts were using the Urban Dictionary to define words. I believe, sir, that they are using the Oxford Dictionary. And let me see what the Oxford Dictionary says about the word deuce. Because there's no way that a court of law is using the Urban Dictionary. The Oxford Dictionary is in tennis. It refers to a situation where both players have 40 points, requiring each player to win 2 consecutive points to win the game. In cards and dice, it denotes a card or die with 2 pips, representing the number 2. Historically, it has been used as a euphemism for devil in various contexts, and that's it. Those are the meanings. That's
Remember
it. The
OCC?
Oxford Dictionary.
Remember OCC? Remember? Oh, you don't really know what I meant by that. Remember that? I like this comment, by the way. Aaron was like, Tug's trying to rush through a filing for once because you're ahead in his career. Waiting to get to it.
I noticed that. I was like, holy shit, I've never heard him read so fast.
I know, man. But I was like, oh my God, that is the
I
funniest
gotta
thing.
get there.
I cannot believe that he put in a filing that he has been nicknamed as a bowel movement. That is amazing.
There you have it. The BM lawsuit.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's what we call it. I mean, Bruce Matzkin, the BM. Yeah, perfect. The BM lawsuit.
The BM lawsuit. Oh
my God.
So good.
Imagine filing this. Holy God. This is amazing.
Judge,
I'm gonna have to show this
they're
to all my
calling me.
friends.
They're calling me a steaming number 2, Judge. I'm like,
Look, he goes after
Bruce,
like,
no one's going to care about this. Literally no one.
He's like, after calling Matzkin a term for excrement. Oh my God, you know what's cool about this? It's excrementy. No, that's I think that's excrementy. No.
Excrementy.
It's so excrementy. This filing is so full of deuce.
Oh God.
Forman then falsely accused Matzkin of lying in written federal court pleadings and falsely claimed that Matzkin would face potential reprimand for lying in the potential. You see the word potential? First of all, I very much believe he's lied. You know?
I do too. I
think you can very well showcase that he lied about many things in that. I think we spent a lot of time.
He definitely lied about the security that he allegedly hired for $700. We couldn't find any evidence of the security on any court footage anywhere. He had no security with him. No one saw him with any security. Where was the $700 security?
He never faced reprisal. Matzkin did not lie in the proceedings, nor has he faced any reprimand for doing so.
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah. He bounced out of a hearing where a judge talks about it, actually. You can take the statement from the judge themselves.
Wait a minute. He did get reprimanded. He got a lot of reprimands. Is he high? That judge reprimanded him multiple times.
Yes, he got verbal reprimand.
Both of them got reprimanded multiple times. Do you not recall this, Bruce? You got reprimanded multiple times by that judge. That judge said it was like dealing with you was like dealing with his children. That was not a compliment. That was a reprimand. Are you some kind of dumbass that you didn't realize the judge was yelling at you? Because he did multiple times in print. And we can pull those up.
Oh, this stuff is so good.
I have my favorites as going to bed. It's too early for you to go to bed. You can't go to bed. We haven't even gotten to that. You need to listen to the rest of this. Listen, put your headphones in and just lay there and listen.
Lay in your bed and listen.
You're not allowed to go to sleep yet. This is going to get better.
Forman then claims you're, Matzkin, throwing another lawyer under the bus for your misdeeds, your mistakes, and your shenanigans. This is despicable. You are preying, Prey. You are preying on an innocent lawyer who just fell for your scams. Aren't we talking about a different case with that? Isn't this two different subjects? Because it sounds like they're talking about Stark here, but the earlier one talking about reprimand is about a different thing.
Yeah, he's mixing up his... Yeah, I'm not sure.
I like this here. The so-called scam Forman refers to is his paranoid delusion.
Okay.
Was behind his client's lawsuit against Forman. Then
now, wait a minute. Let me just say something here. If an actual attorney wrote this, and I'm assuming that an actual attorney did write this, this suggests someone who is deeply unserious, who would write a sentence that says the so-called scam Forman refers to is his paranoid delusion. You're an unserious person, sir. Whoever you are, you're not a serious person. This is ridiculous.
Are you saying he's mentally ill? That's a interesting statement. Considering
that's quite a statement.
And that Matzkin had scammed a different attorney into representing this client on the case to cover his tracks. This will be a fun discussion too. Considering, Larry gets sued in that, and then they push the abort button, and we said for many, many times, Bruce didn't want to put his name on that for a reason, but his name is on it. It's on it behind the scenes. It's not on it publicly. It'd be real fun to see Bruce deposed about what exactly all of that means,
I wonder how long until Bruce drops this and claims he's going to file it in federal court. I give it a month before he drops it. He voluntarily dismisses this.
Hey, just 1 second. I'll be right.
All right. Of this, Forman claims your matter is going to be referred to the district judge in Gainesville. It is going to be referred to the Connecticut and the Massachusetts Bar Associations, as well as the Federal Bar Association, the Northern District of Florida, and then all your other potential applications in federal court are going to be tainted because in order to get admitted, you must have a certificate of good standing, and you're going to lose that privilege. Well, all things being equal and fair, he absolutely should lose that privilege. The judge still hasn't ruled on it, though. So we do not know.
How many bar complaints has Bruce done? In fact, Bruce wrote a bar complaint while tagging every one of us into said bar complaint. So apparently bar complaints are wrong, saying that someone should lose, because again, Bruce has on several occasions stated that he's written bar complaint. He's written all this stuff publicly. It pushes other people to make bar complaints as well. And I'm going to guess none of those have succeeded. So all of those are false claims. Should he be liable for every one of those too, bro?
Again, another problem with this, it falls on Judge Belitho for not doing his job. Had Judge Belitho actually done his job and followed through with what he said he was going to do, which was sanction Bruce would not have been able to write this. But we have a judge who did not do his job. And so now Bruce is pretending like he got away with it. I wonder what Judge Belitho would think of this if he saw it. I wonder this is another FU to Judge Belitho, really.
Well, not just that. What's funny is, remember how they they added a lips case to all of his stuff. Remember, they were like, look, this actually pertains to, to Jeremy Hales. Look what's happening in other courtrooms.
Yeah.
Well, about that.
About that, maybe this one should be filed in Fed 2 to show the judge what this guy is doing and saying about him behind his back. Perhaps someone should make judicial notice of this. Because it just occurred to me that there's a lot of shit in here that he is thumbing his nose at Judge Bolitho and saying, I never got sanctioned for that. Did you notice that?
Yep. Well, I mean, it's interesting to look at different judges' approaches and look at all the smoke some judges blow and how they don't follow up on it. Again, Bolitho said that he was going to rain down hellfire. He even said that people would face jail. That's why Bruce was afraid of being put in jail.
Yeah, that's why he didn't want to go. He said he was going to be arrested because Bolitho talks such a big game.
Man, I mean, we've got all these documents. Bruce, we have all of this stuff, man. This is why when people are like, why collect all of this stuff? Why go over every scintilla of information? Because these people will do stuff like this. That's why. That's why you want to keep up with every single thing, But he says Forman then released yet another video attacking him on April 17th, 2025. And again, the lies and malice escalated. Forman named this video Scam Attorney Exposed before fleeing USA. Now, interestingly, we know a guy who we read an article, like you said, about Armenia from. So
yeah, this dude literally wrote an article about how he fled the USA for Armenia to escape sanctions. Bruce literally wrote an article about that. We have read it on this channel. I think Larry has seen it. Like, that's why he said that, because he's already done this before. So it makes sense that he would do it again. And then what did he do? They went to Armenia. Like, he literally did again this year. They went there. Now, did he flee there? And it's all a matter of opinion. And he has a right to have his opinion. I believe that he was fleeing. Is that like, can I prove that? No, but does it matter? I can still say I think he fled.
Yep. Indeed.
I can say it looks like he's running from something.
Yep.
Forman opens by claiming Deuce really picks his targets well. He knows who he can scam. Forman couples this claim with an allegation that Matzkin had fled or would imminently flee the country to evade justice, and that he would now reside in his wife's home country, Armenia, stating Deuce, anytime things start going south, he escapes. Why? Because that's what cowards do. We can prove this is true. He ran from the Fed 1 case.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as it got tough for him. This flight to Armenia, the supposed subject of this third video, never happened. Oh, it didn't? Didn't you go to Armenia this year, Bruce? Don't lie. We saw pictures. You did too. Matzkin never left the country. Every single assertion in this video is a fabrication. All right, so was it just your wife that left the country then? Is that it? Because somebody left the country and was posting pictures from Armenia on your Facebook page. So is he really going to claim he never left if he never left the country, then he's what, lying to people on Facebook about where he is?
It's so bizarre. Like, again,
It's very odd. And anyway, that's not a defamatory thing saying somebody left the country. That's not defamation to say, oh, he went to Armenia. And if you're wrong and he didn't go to Armenia, that's not defamation. It's ridiculous that he's even trying to assert that it is. Matzkin never left the country. Every single assertion in this video is a fabrication. Okay. Forman alleges that this criminal absconding to Armenia signals the end of Matzkin's supposed long career as a con man. What do I even call him anymore? BBB, whatever you want to call him. He's packing up his bags. He's donezo. He's gone. He's going back from whence he came before because he used to live in Connecticut. Then he tried to scam a bunch of people there, probably. I don't know. I have no evidence of that. I'm just assuming because that's just who he is, and that's what he does. He scammed a lot of people, and I think he's having trouble making ends meet because people don't like to be scammed. And when he's exposed, he has to relocate. This is a very common tactic for scammers and con artists. Believe me, I have firsthand experience with those myself, but we won't talk about that. Bruce, again, you do have a history of making trouble and then leaving. And remember that voicemail from that woman that you put on your YouTube page that you thought was such a good idea to put there? And in it, she's screaming about you scamming her out of money. Do you not recall that? There are witnesses to your life who claim you're a scammer, including that woman on your voicemail that you posted on YouTube. Said you owed her money, and then you disappeared, and you don't call, you don't write. Sounds like a scam to me. Following the renewed false allegation of criminal and fraudulent activity, Forman adds DEUCE'S. Anytime things start going south, he escapes. Why? Because that's what cowards do. That's what people do who have no spine, no testicles. Men, of course, is what I'm talking about. His wife, I don't know how guilty she is in all of this. She married him, so that's on her. She has to make the decision as to whether or not she wants to stay with him. But I can tell you, folks, that he did it once. He's going to do it again. Forman then digs up an old article written by Matzkin relating to the stresses of practicing law and remarks he just made it up. There's nothing there. He was lying to people. He was scamming people. He was stealing from people probably. I have no proof. But it's just, if he does it now, he did it back then. People don't change like that. All right, Tug, go ahead. Number 33. Oh, Tug's not back.
No, I'm good. I was adjusting my sound. I had a pop in my microphone for a minute. I was like, what the crap is this? So I was fixing it. It sounds like it's gone now. I don't hear it in my headphones.
I don't hear it.
Okay, good deal. Although Matzkin received none of the sanctions Forman listed here, Forman claims, basically, we are waiting on trying to figure out what DEUCE is going to do. And I'm convinced with the sanctions coming from the federal court, with the sanctions coming from Connecticut bar. Oh, we get to bring the Connecticut bar into this too. That's interesting. So, do we get to talk about mac and cheese and all that wonderful stuff? I mean, really, you know, I mean, he's essentially, when you write stuff like this, so one of the things, you know, you always learn, us non-lawyers, us simpletons out here, even we understand, you don't open the door for everything. And he's opened the door for anything that has ever come about Matzkin. Anything, you know. But with the sanctions he's going to incur from Massachusetts bar, with the sanctions going to incur from the district judge in Gainesville, with the sanctions he's going to get against him financially, with the sanctions he's going to get against him, that he's going to have contempt of court charges, with the sanctions he's going to get against his pro hoc vice status. You know what's interesting in bringing up pro hoc vice? Well, he dumped the case. Actually, it depends on who you ask. I'll rephrase that. He either dumped it according to him because people were so mean, or he was fired. That's what he led the court to believe with his filing. When you read it, it sounds like they fired him. They let him go. So, yeah. So his pro hoc vice status in federal bar in Florida, which is going to affect his ability to practice in any federal bar across the nation. There's only one option. He cannot flee to another state like he did before, because see, he went from Connecticut to Armenia to Massachusetts, started a new life, started scamming more people. Probably, again, I have no proof. It just smells like it. It's excrementy, baby.
It's very excrementy.
I'm gonna have to remember that forever now. And then after he is now completely tarnished his reputation, this is the last hurrah. At 58, 59 years, however old he is, approaching 60, he's getting close to retirement. He doesn't have all that much to lose. Just go to Armenia, go to Georgia, go to wherever. That's what he's going to do. He's going to retire. He's going to retire, and he's going to have an outstanding warrant. Now, Forman doubles down on the false claims. There's going to be a suspension or a disbarment of his license in Connecticut, and which also is going to lead to proceedings in Massachusetts, which will lead him to losing his license, and so he will lose all ability to practice law. It will either be suspended either for a time or indefinitely until he answers the criminal charges in the future, future criminal charges that will come in Florida because of his continuous failures to appear because he's a coward. And that's what cowards do. I love it. They run when things get hot and heavy. He's going to Europe. He's going to continue trying to do his scams from there. None of that happened. It's all made up. The false claims and matters put in light in the above 3 videos alone include
the false allegation that Matzkin faced disbarment. 2, that that's not false. We don't know what you faced because the judge still hasn't ruled on the sanctions he's going to give you. You could be facing disbarment still. We don't know yet. Like, honestly, we don't know. And it's not defamation to be like, hey, this guy could be facing disbarment.
If you're afraid that you're going to go to prison, doesn't that say that it's very severe?
Yes. And he's the one who said that in multiple court filings. That his association with a man who had been convicted of felonies was due to Matzkin's predilection for illegal activity. Well, what was it due to? If it wasn't due to your predilection for illegal activity, why did you associate with a man who had been convicted of felonies? Like, honestly, that's what we're arguing right now is that, well, I don't have a predilection for illegal activity. I just like felons. What is it? That Matzkin had been or was imminently about to be arrested by a federal court judge. You said that yourself.
He said it himself, man.
That Matzkin had lied to a federal court. Well, we think that you have. I believe that he has. And that is not defamatory to say. That's my opinion. That Matzkin was facing potential penalties for lying to a federal court. Well, if you did lie to a federal court, there are potential penalties for doing so. So yeah, and a lawyer is allowed to say, hey, if you lie to a federal court, here are the potential penalties you could face. That Matzkin was involved in a scam of some sort. Oh, I can describe the scam. Do you want to hear the scam that Matzkin was involved in? Let's talk about the $6,000 scam. Shall we talk about the $6,000 scam? Folks, once upon a time, boys and girls, pull up some chairs. We're going to talk about a scam. We're going to talk about a scam. You ready? Get your carpet squares. Get your hot milk before bed. We're going to talk about a scam. This is called the $6,000 scam. Once upon a time, Bruce Matzkin started a PayPal. What do you call it? A PayPal
pool.
A PayPal pool. Bruce Matzkin started a PayPal pool for $6,000 to hire an attorney, for which he said the attorney was going to take care of all four of Lynette Preston's cases going on in not only state court, but federal court. Yes, indeed, sir. Yes, children. That's what Mr. Matzkin said. He said, donate to my PayPal pool now. All I need is $6,000. $6,000 will make all of these terrible lawsuits by Jeremy Hales go away. And he meant, and he stated in particular, it would be for all four actions. All four. And did that happen, boys and girls? I'll tell you what did happen. Those of you out there with generous spirits donated $6,000 to that pay pool, and it went directly into Mr. Matzkin's pocket, all 6,000 of those dollars. From there, Mr. Matzkin hired a man called Mr. Ramaswamy. I don't know if that was his name, but it was something like that. Mr. Raman. And Mr. Raman was not a
Swimming
lawyer.
ramen, that sounds good.
Swimming ramen was not a lawyer who was going to help in federal court or state court. Oh no, Mr. Raman was a bankruptcy attorney. That bankruptcy attorney normally only charges $2,000. No one is sure where the other $4,000 went. But Mr. Matzkin, well, he claims he gave the $6,000 to Mr. Ramaswamy. And Mr. Ramaswamy filed a bankruptcy action, which he said would halt all of the actions. But it only halted some of the actions for a short period of time. And then Mr. Ramaswamy, who had $6,000 in order to do his job, which was twice the amount that he normally, more than twice the amount that he normally charged, failed to turn in his paperwork on time. And that bankruptcy action got dismissed for lack of paperwork and payment because no one got paid. And now everything is unfrozen. And Mr. Matzkin, well, that was the scam of the $6,000 because the $6,000 didn't go to do anything that Mr. Matzkin said it would do. And little boys and girls, just so you know, those people who were scammed out of $6,000, they remain scammed out of $6,000 today. There is no bankruptcy still right now in court. No bankruptcy and no $6,000, boys and girls. The end.
Yes, right now we are actually looking at potential. Let me pull this up real quick. I thought this was fun. I didn't mention it yesterday, so I think this will be fun because it's another court document too. Remember, we have right at this moment Lynette Preston looking at having to talk about everything that happened with the thumbnail case. Check this out.
Oh, while you're looking for that, Paula reminded me, boys and girls, don't forget that the money raised for BBB to go to federal court in Florida, he didn't show up for it.
That's true.
But that's right. All about that. They raised $4,000 to send that man to Florida, and he never showed up.
Did you see? So somebody, Lynette Preston wrote someone as well. They posted about it where she noted that she paid $14,000 for the expert witness.
I don't believe that.
That is what. Well, that's a good question, isn't it? I mean, if somebody
because I looked at that guy's website, and the most expensive thing he had was like a $6,000 package. So if they told those people it was $14,000, they pocketed the rest of that money.
I mean, that's wild. I would love to see it. I would love to see an itemized breakdown and to contact the place and to really grill them about what they typically charge people, you know, because their website was like $5,000. I kept thinking $3,000 to $5,000 is what they paid for that. And
there's no way they paid $14,000 for that.
She wrote somebody, like I said, somebody posted about it, which was kind of shocking, just to be honest.
If they need receipts for that, because I'm telling you, that guy is not. He's cheaper than that. Also, so wait. I did pull up your screen. So what is this? This is a deposition?
Yes. Yeah, look at that. So this is obviously the thumbnail lawsuit because there's Larry in it. Notice of taking audio visual depo. October 1st, 2025. Who's the name on it? Michelle Preston. So she is looking at, with the $6,000, they thought everything would be stayed, but it was bungled so severely that right now she's looking at potentially being deposed. Again, unless you have another lawyer to sacrifice on the altar of delays. I don't know how that's going to work out. But she also, she's dealing with that judgment that came in too. Again, like you said, they may go a certain direction, but that's even more. I mean, she's looking at everything starting to pile up. You can only kick the proverbial can down the road so many times before you hit a wall.
Yep.
I mean,
this is just it's just unbelievable.
God, it's all unbelievable.
I know. Matzkin had lied to a federal court That Matzkin was facing potential penalties. Okay, I got to that. That Matzkin was involved in a scam of some form. We've already been over the $6,000 and the $4,000 scam. I think we could call, and I don't even want to get into the Scott Stark scam. I truly believe that was a horrific scam that preyed on a sick old man that led to his death. I mean, look, that guy probably would have had 10 more years in him if the stress from this Matzkin scam did not come into play in his life. He probably had 10 more years to go. But with what happened, no. Yeah. Is it time for the camera yet? I will tell you. Let's see. We are at... I need to get my calculator out because I can't do math in my head. I don't even want to tell you what the numbers are because you'll just make fun of me. I can't do like the new math like the kids do. You know, I don't know how they do that. We are $98 away. $98 away from camera on. All right. And that includes super tips, by the way. I'm including super tips. All right. That Matzkin's conduct was in any way criminal, that Matzkin had a long history of unethical or criminal conduct leading to years of running from the consequences of that conduct. Oh my God, you wrote articles about this. You literally wrote articles about how you had to run out of the country to avoid sanctions. Like literally no one is going to take you seriously when they read that. Sorry, they're not. And that Matzkin fled the country to evade justice with the aim of committing further scams and frauds. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Katzbach says, don't forget the $1,500 he raised for an attorney in Ohio that never materialized. That's right. There was Ohio fundraising going on. Mm-hmm.
Is that still open, by the way? Is that fundraiser still open?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm curious about it. I didn't know if that money was returned after everything, you know?
Valorview, I did not miss your super tip. It's still there. I just haven't got to it yet. Don't be concerned. Oh, maybe not. Thank you for the Hondo. Yeah, I got to turn the camera on now. Hold on. Let me get over to the OBS where I can. Boom. There it is. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I straightened my hair. What do you think? I had it up in rollers. The curls fell out though, but I have straight hair today. All right. Yeah, I was on with Quite Frankly earlier, and it was a good show. You guys should go and check it out. We had a good time talking about the Charlie Kirk memorial and some of the things that went viral, etc. It was a good show. All right, where are we at? Where are we at, bitches? Forman admits that a lack of knowledge as to the veracity of his claims about Matzkin. In addition, these claims were coupled with calculated insults, including, but certainly not limited to, calling for Matzkin's disbarment. Yeah, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to say, I think this person should be disbarred.
If it's actionable, then I think Bruce is going to have some real problems because I can pull up, like I said, he included me on an email not too long ago that called for another lawyer's disbarment. Oh, yeah. Hasn't he been calling for Randy's disbarment from like the beginning of everything ever? Annoying. This guy is super annoying. Calling Matzkin a slang term for excrement. What? Did he really put this in a lawsuit? He did, and I'm so proud of him. Thank you. In America? I'm proud because this. Sit down. This is them legitimizing a nickname for me. That's amazing. This is so stupid. Insulting. Wait, calling Matzkin shady and claiming he perpetuates scams. Oh my God, you're a public figure, asshole. You're a public figure. This is your people are allowed to have this opinion of you. Insulting Matzkin's relationship with his wife and children. Are you kidding? Are you above being insulted? Bruce can't be insulted, guys. We're not allowed to. We can insult everybody else except Bruce Matzkin. We're not allowed to insult him.
calling Matzkin a coward in various ways. Oh my God, a judge is going to laugh at this so badly. Insulting Matzkin's manhood or alleged lack thereof. Are you kidding? And claiming Matzkin has or will have an outstanding warrant for his arrest. No, you said that, sir. This malice stems from Forman's belief that Matzkin was behind a lawsuit against Forman filed by one of Matzkin's clients. Clearly, you were behind it, Bruce. You wrote us emails planning it. We're laughing at you. Yes, we are. As a result of Forman's behavior, Matzkin's wife has been stalked by Forman's lackeys and has had to leave her teaching job. First of all, I like how he makes it sound like she's a preschool teacher.
Well, first
of all, she's a yoga teacher.
First, he blamed it on. First, he blamed that on Hales. He said that Hales did all of this stuff. Now he's turning it around, and now he's making DUI Guy a ringleader.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that? He put his theory about Jeremy Hales doing this to him in his filing with the court in Fed 1.
Yep. So I mean,
and that is going to be admissible in court. And I'm going to make sure Larry has all of that. As a result of Forman's behavior, Matzkin's wife has been stalked. Matzkin's children have been doxxed by these people as well. I've never seen his children doxxed. I don't know what he's talking about. Where did that happen?
He actually brought his.
They doxxed my kid.
Yeah, but he brought his kids up in court filings. He said that he had all of this stuff. Remember, his kids were never brought up at all, and people still weren't bringing them up, but he brought them up in a court filing talking about how he had to take one to band and do this, and he talked about like something about I don't remember about the father, exactly. He talked about all this stuff, but he brought it up in a court filing.
He did.
So
he did. He also doxed my kids with his felon friend. So, fuck him. Both Matzkin and his entire family have suffered significant trauma because of Forman, who knew what he was saying was false, or at the very least demonstrated an explicit lack of regard as to the truth or falsity of his claims. Count 1, defamation per se. All defendants. He's saying that all the statements were both false and injurious, that they were spoken and recorded on video. The statements were not privileged. You want to continue as a 43?
Said statements were made at least negligently because these statements amounted to false allegations of law breaking, and because they reflected on plaintiff's competence as a attorney, these statements are per se defamatory.
Wait. They reflected on plaintiff's competence as an attorney? Hold on, sir. My entire career is made out of incompetent attorneys.
What?
I have never been aware that saying an attorney is incompetent is defamation.
Wow. So he's telling you that you should sue because they talk about you being a journalist all the time. And
they say I'm an incompetent journalist all the time.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that's per se defamatory, and I guess that's actionable. Man, crazy.
I think that he's really reaching here. Really reaching.
Oh, yeah. Moreover, in the absence of... go ahead.
Just so you know, Grok says, just off the cuff, calling an attorney incompetent is not per se defamatory in most jurisdictions.
All of this revolves around the idea
really not.
that... All of this revolves around the idea, though, like he's going to bring up in a minute, that Bruce is not a public figure. So that's a funny argument, considering Bruce has talked about his fame over and over again. But he's wanting, he's wanting not to be. He's just some random, ordinary person out there.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah. And moreover, in the absence of per se liability, plaintiff suffered demonstrable damages in terms of additional damages, including pain and suffering and the cost associated with avoiding Forman's followers. Oh my God. So do I get to claim that every time he's
What are the-
said some crazy shit about me and he's, I mean, good God, some of the crazy shit he said about not just me, but Megan Yoga. I mean, are you kidding me? So do we get to include paid suffering for that?
Well, I want to know what costs are associated with avoiding Forman's followers. What kind of costs?
What does that even
What are you
mean?
incurring? What are you incurring? Like, is he having to hire Ubers to take him the long way around to home because there are DUI Guy fans? Like, where are you? What is he talking about?
I don't
He's
even know what
given
that
no
means.
examples, by the way, no examples at all of avoiding these people or how these people are bothering him. Yeah. Okay. Okay. 46 is hilarious.
46 is good. Plaintiff is not a public figure, or is not a public figure. He's not, but
He says
the matters
he's saying he
discussed in this-
himself, Bruce
Yes.
Matzkin, is not a public figure.
Yes, he is not a public figure. You got to remember that. He's telling you he's famous.
According to him.
Yeah, he's told us about his fame, though. He's told us about all of that notoriety. He's writing again. He is the face of this case, and he was writing letters. Again, I pulled up one. I was actually reading through a few, just because I was thinking, what would Larry not have? All right.
Mhm.
And I remember the one written to Law 360 entitled Big Internet YouTube Story, where he said, it's just a matter of time before this story is reported in mainstream legal media and likely even broader coverage, tech, internet media. Never been a thing like it. Legal media reporter who covers this will be invited on numerous YouTube channels to legal analysis on an ongoing basis. And he CC'd everybody on there. So, number one, he's reaching out to established media, the legacy media through this. He's promising them the biggest case ever. And who's the mouthpiece for it? Huh. Now, when we go okay.
I have something to show you.
Okay.
Let's go to the letter that he sent Dave Neal.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to that, shall we?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I see. The first thing that came up in my mind was open letter to Larry Foreman and this letter right here. These are the two right off the bat.
By the time I realized I could appear pro hoc vice, especially for one case in Florida federal court, to represent Hales' cyber stalking victims in his frivolous, vexatious lawsuit he filed, as well as to pursue their claims against him for destroying their lives for his YouTube content, a gravy train on which Megan Fox had ridden since last February under the guise of covering a story as long as it's only Hales' side, I'd already become famous.
Yeah.
And my mac and cheese story was already out there.
So he's admitted he's famous. Like
He's
these
famous. And he's writing, by the way, he is writing to media figures with 100,000 or more subscribers to get more media coverage on him and his clients. He wants to be famous. He says he is famous.
He also says
Tug,
that this is
take your meds. Lady Linda Early says, take your meds.
Thank you,
Just
Lady Linda.
letting you know.
Yes, actually, I did.
time?
I did it earlier, and I'm glad you said that, though. Yeah, it was actually a little bit early, but if I would have missed there, perfect. Like I said, I'm very absent-minded these days, so people reminded me it's very good, and I very much
I wanted to
appreciate it.
make sure we saw that right away,
that's-
just in case it was
That's good.
necessary.
I love that people look out for my health,
I do too.
I think that's great.
I do too. But yeah, I mean, look at this. I'd already become famous.
Yeah.
And for reference, the date on this email, I don't have a date on this one. This was copied and pasted. Let me see if I have another copy of it because I have a lot of them. I'm sure I actually have the actual
I'm sure I
email.
do. Yeah, I do too. I've got
but
it.
it's under miscellaneous. Dave Neal. Oh shit! I cut off the date. It's in my email.
There.
Do you have the date?
No, not on the one I saved it onto. I'll have to look it up and check. I don't remember right off the bat. You know, it's
Yeah,
funny
and then
too
if
because
I have it too. I have it in my email here somewhere, so I'll have to go look through it because I can't dig through all of Dave's emails. There are a lot of them.
he notes 3 channels that he's CC'd in it as well. So, you know, when you're talking about all this, like, what exactly does he think it takes to be a limited purpose public figure? What does he think?
That's a good question. I don't know what he thinks, but you know, Bruce has problems. Look, let's just be honest. He has issues.
Remember the Stark? I think again, like the Stark contract tells us a lot about Bruce too, because in it he notes with here I pulled it up in front of me. He said, you know, Mr. Bruce Matzkin will do as much of the writing as possible. You know, Scott, of course, can deal with but Mr. Matzkin is the out-of-court legal spokesman for Preston. He'll be the one who appears on webcasts, speaks about it on behalf of the team, takes calls, gives statements, prepares it.
So let me get this straight. He's the limited purpose public figure for the case.
He says the main point is Mr. Bruce Matzkin will be a contributor. He will be out there. So he makes it very clear.
Of the case? He's the public forward facing, yes. The forward facing. Yeah. I gotcha. I'm getting what you're laying down.
Yep. Isn't that amazing?
But plaintiff is not a public figure. And the statements of these videos are not subjected to heightened defamation standards. Yes, they are, actually.
Yep.
Yes, they are. All right, you can continue.
The matters discussed in the videos, Matzkin's missed court appearance, and his residence in various states and nations are not a matter of public concern.
They're not?
Oh, wait, so that's an admission there. Oh, shit, number 46 is actually an admission. Well, his quote-unquote missed. Okay, so they're telling you, wait, they had a reason to talk about that. So this is a reason to discuss said items. I mean, he puts it in here, you know, his missed court. Okay, well, it's not just the missed court appearance. It's the documents that he filed in association with it. You know, when you go through and he's talking about, I could be jailed, I could be this, I'm afraid.
How can you claim that these are not matters of public concern when there are 3,000 to 4,000 people tuning in to find out what Bruce Matzkin did that was stupid today? How do you make that argument, Bruce? Those live streams, by the way, around the April hearing, I could go back and look. Those were some of our highest watched streams. From April, from when you missed that, when you didn't show up to that hearing. It is absolutely a matter of public concern, and I can prove it because the public is watching and hanging on every word of what's happening in this case.
And again, you know, we based it like he's saying, I'm going to go to jail. You know, oh, I'm scared. So when people are talking about that and saying, hey, this guy, he's going to go to jail. Well, that's based on what you said, man. Oh my God. I love it. I love the fact that his own statements will be pulled up and it'll be like, here, let me quote Bruce. You know? Bruce, it's like all the other lawsuits that he's been responsible for. He likes it until he won't. And there will come a time where I realize that he has this hate on for Larry. You know, and he denies it. He's like, yo, they mistakenly think I was responsible. Really? Are you kidding me? You know? So didn't you pay thousands of dollars to help make that case a reality, by the way? Out of pocket? Didn't you hunt down a law firm, which we have the screenshots for? I mean, I can pull those up for you if you'd like, Bruce. I saw them myself. I thought they were they're very telling, actually. Let's hear this. So there was a statement back and forth. So there was a Bruce is taking care of it all tomorrow, and it was asked like 300 you and 800 him. Bruce is giving you that, and the response was from Bruce, no, 1,800. And you'll send them $300 a month starting. So you You put in $1,800 yourself, which I'm sure probably came out of the pot of other money, but still. And then there's a thing talking about the Florida firm. It says, the firm, it's a Florida firm. And then, oh, whoops, sent it to the wrong place. Okay. I, as in Bruce, paid Janine. You now have counsel in federal court. Appearance to be filed when decide is best. Now, again, it ends up getting changed up because at first, I guess they were thinking it's going to be federal court, but it ended up being what it became. But still, what an interesting. Wow, man. It's again, we have kept piles of receipts. I've never kept so many receipts on a case ever.
And we will be happy to share those receipts with our friend Larry Foreman.
Oh, it will be.
And to help him in any way that he needs it.
Oh, for
I
sure.
think you are at number 47.
God, Bruce, stupid shit. Nevertheless, the statements were the false statements were made with malice and not opinion. Defendant knew that the statements made were false or made.
I don't think he did. He kept saying, "I don't have any evidence. I don't know." That's
trying
not
to set
true.
the ground. Well, he's trying to set that ground for actual malice right here. The verbal attacks were coupled with vitriol and hyperbole, meant to insult. Oh no, you're not allowed hyperbole. Wait, you are allowed hyperbole. And to be pissed off about something. Oh, I can be pissed off too, and I would be pissed off if this person again took aim at me repeatedly. I mean, my God. But the statements are grounded in assertions that can be proven false, and to the extent there are quote-unquote opinions reflected in the videos, they are mixed opinions that refer to facts alleged to have been known by defendants but not disclosed to the audience and such. Flee this state and country is a very common tactic for scammers and con artists. Believe me, I have first-hand experience with those myself, but we don't want to talk about that. Defendants' claims are consistently undergirded by the representations of themselves as legal experts. Plaintiff's claim for defamation therefore passes heightened defamation standards. Because the defamatory statements were made with malice, defendants are liable for punitive damages. Now, count 2, false light. All defendants.
It's Larry and his company. He's suing both.
Okay. All right. Defendants published. Actually, you want to hit that since it goes.
Sure. Defendants published the above discussed videos about the plaintiff. These videos created a false or misleading impression about the plaintiff, namely that he is a scam artist facing disbarment and arrest who regularly evades justice. Oh, I've got stories about him evading justice due to his cowardice and criminal lifestyle. That false impression is highly offensive or embarrassing to a reasonable person, especially a practicing lawyer with a family. Defendants publish these videos with malice and knowledge of their falsity or with reckless disregard for whether they were false. Defendants admit that they do not know the veracity of their claims. Count 3, outrage. Defendant's conduct was extreme or outrageous and intolerable. He's going to have a problem here. What he's describing of Larry saying, it doesn't even come close to being extreme. Not even close to being extreme or outrageous or intolerable. Like, it's not even, the standard for that is way higher than what he's trying to allege here. Defendant's conduct violated generally accepted standards of decency and morality. No, they didn't. No, they haven't. Larry was very circumspect. He was very, as he always is, how would you, professional. Larry he might do hyperbole. Okay, sure. That's not outrageous or beyond general accepted standards of decency. If Larry Foreman were beyond generally accepted standards of decency, he would not be allowed on YouTube. Do you guys understand the idiocy of saying that someone on YouTube has violated the general accepted standards of decency? He wouldn't be on YouTube. That's Destiny level. Okay. Like, Destiny just got banned from Twitch because he is beyond generally accepted standards of decency. Yeah. There's a bunch of people who have been banned. Richard Luthman has been banned from YouTube and X and Facebook. He's been banned everywhere because he is beyond the generally accepted standards of decency. Larry Foreman, on the other hand, has a thriving YouTube channel, which would not be in existence if he were beyond generally accepted standards of decency, which YouTube clearly is a good example of, by the way. It's just ridiculous. Defendant's conduct was more than bad manners and caused severe emotional distress, not just hurt feelings. Prayer for relief. Actually, I don't think so. I think that Bruce's feelings it's his fifis that we're dealing with that are hurt. And that's why he has done this. His fifis got hurt. And this is absolutely what this is about. Wherefore the plaintiff prays as follows: judgment in an amount against the defendant, which will fairly and reasonably compensate him for injuries, for punitive damages, for his cost herein expended, including reasonable attorney's fees, blah, blah, a trial by jury, blah, blah, leave to amend, and any other relief. Okay, that's it. That's the end. We are finished. That was a lot. That was a mouthful. All right. I would like to look through here and find. So I was watching one of Larry's videos. I want to pull this up because this is one of the videos that Bruce had. And now I noticed that he did not. So in his exhibits, he goes and he shares the entire transcripts of the videos, but he does not pull out timestamps. I find that very interesting. It's almost like he only wants people to look at the video as a whole and right? Not drill down on the actual, like, what are these statements that Larry allegedly said that he finds defamatory. Did you find that weird, Tug, that he didn't give timestamps?
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. I like how it's well, and again, I've ran into people that do this kind of stuff. You know, remember Chris Boozy? Remember around the Depp case, he took 12 to 15 hour live stream. I would have 12 to 15 hours. He would take a sentence. He would take part of it, like 6 words. Then he would do an ellipses, making it look like it was from the same thing, but he would go like 2 or 3 hours later and then put in another part, finish up the sentence. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. Runkle did a great video on that. And it was so insane to see how disingenuous they are with this kind of stuff.
No, they really are. And like, let's go to the first thing that he complained about. So let me see. Does Larry have, Larry doesn't have transcripts turned on? Oh, that's annoying. Okay, hold on.
Transcripts of it now.
That's true. Well, it makes it so much more difficult to search what I'm looking for. Dang it. Hold on a second. Which one is this? Florida attorney faces disbarment. Okay, so one of the things that he was pissed off about in this video is the first thing he mentioned is not saying Bruce's name. So let me see if I can find that. Oh, he doesn't have timestamps in his transcripts either. Why the hell not?
We'd have to, there's a way around it, but
this is really annoying.
I could pull
I'm not going to be able to pull it up because Larry doesn't have transcripts.
Remind me tomorrow. I'll pull the videos. And
wait, yes, he does. I missed the button.
Okay, I was about to say. Otherwise, we can pull the video. Yeah,
all right, let's see.
If you download the transcript, just hit the or even copy paste it, dump it in something, and search it.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Because it's only 17 minutes or whatever. This shouldn't take long. Short. This is, there we go. I got it. Copy. Let's go to Google Docs.
God, that document's so funny. Forever, though, I'll be able to talk about a guy being named after excrement. God, I'm going to go post this right now. amazing.
All right, hold on. I'm getting there. Paste without formatting, please. All right, now I can control F it. And what was it that he was pissed off about? We do not want to give any recognition. That's the first thing. Okay, so we do not. There it is. That would be at 232. All right, 230. So this is the first thing that he puts in there as a I don't know, like this is defamatory according. This is what Bruce put in his. This is what he put in the lawsuit, guys.
Lawyer, who we just name BBB because we do not want to give him any recognition or credibility because he deserves none of those things. He tried to write our coattails. If you remember, he originally came to me to try and get me to make a video about a certain dish conspiracy theory he had going on because he did not want to answer to the Bar Association in Connecticut, which sanctioned him for something completely minor and ridiculous that we've covered on this channel before. Now he is in trouble with the federales in Pensacola. So let's dive into it, shall we? Earlier this month, attorney Randy Shockett, on behalf of Jeremy Hales, the plaintiff, in the lawsuit of Jeremy Hales versus Lynette and John in the Northern District of Florida in the Gainesville division.
Okay, I've already lost where now he skips right from Matzkin does not deserve any recognition or credibility because he deserves none of those things. He skips all of this to go to the part where he calls him an absolute disgrace to the profession of law. So let's go there and find out what the context of it was. Absolute disgrace. That's at 429. Okay, so we'll just let this play so we get the full context, okay? Of keep an eye out for absolute disgrace.
Motion for sanctions, including judicial default. Randy has cited multiple heinous ways in which has been calling him names, insulting both him and his client Jeremy in official email communications between lawyers, an arena that has to remain professional. This is all we have, folks. This is all we have as lawyers, and I'm speaking as one. This is all we have is professionalism, the rules of ethics and decorum. If you are going to violate the rules of ethics and decorum, what are you left with? It's just going to be complete chaos. Now, I can understand the occasional maybe jab or backhanded compliment or something like that, but went so far as to call Randy a scumbag. And we have evidence of it. He wrote it in his own emails. And he called Jeremy Hales his imbecile client. That is
oh my god, I just realized something. Oh my god, in this filing he goes after Larry Foreman for calling him a scumbag.
You're right, when he calls other person a scumbag.
yeah, he does. And like, oh my god, here, I'll show you where it is.
Clownsel.
Yeah, so here's Larry describing. Okay, yeah, number 15. We all can't help but wonder more scumbag stuff. So of course he's playing off of Bruce's own words, calling Randy a scumbag attorney. So here we have Larry. So now we know the context. Larry is telling the audience all of the things that Randy Shockett put in the filing about how bad, how unprofessional Bruce is. And he's explaining as an attorney, these things are not good as an attorney. We have to be professional. So far, where's the lie? But we haven't gotten to the part where he's upset about the absolute disgrace. It's coming up now.
If that is not the hallmark of someone who is losing their case, I don't know what is. It's embarrassing. Is an absolute disgrace to the profession of law. And my humble opinion, he should not have any business whatsoever. I'm not going to go so far as to strip the man of a bar license, but maybe he should. But I will say this. He should definitely not have any clients.
He just showed you a filing where Randy Shockett is putting emails from Bruce Matzkin to him, calling his client an imbecile, calling him counsel, calling him scumbag attorney, being highly unprofessional. And he's saying to the audience, this is an absolute disgrace. How is that not true?
It's funny though. Somebody can bring a lawsuit against me and they think they can muzzle me. That's what we're seeing here. They think that they can muzzle the other person talking about the lawyer that, again, where is that at? Where, again, they wanted a public face, which is Stark. But as we know, it's not just Stark that was on the team. Now, what is Larry Foreman supposed to do? Is he supposed to shut the fuck up? No, he doesn't have to. He did actually shut the fuck up until the case fell apart. It absolutely just went off the rails. Then Larry talked about sanctions, which Bruce went forward and said, you can't sanction people for that. You can't do it unless, well, there's a victory on marriage. So you had a little tiff after that. But Larry went quiet for a long time. Man. You know, he didn't talk about these people.
No, he didn't. He didn't. Let's go to the next quote. He's pissed off about the disbarred felon thing, but I want to back up and make sure we get the context of what Larry is actually saying. Let's go to 8:39. It looks like that will lead up to it pretty well. 8:39. All right, here we go.
Regular followers of my channel know it's crazy. One of the emails that they found, or not emails, excuse me, they were text messages on Facebook, DMs, whatever you want to call them, between Shara, who is now on our side, reaching out to Shara, literally saying the words, we need to find a way to destroy him. Talking about Jeremy. We need to find a way to eliminate him legally. They're not talking about the M word, I hope. Doesn't seem like it. But what they're definitely talking about is by trying to destroy him financially. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's impossible because his empire has been built on people who love him and trust him. And to try and argue that now they're going to distrust and dislike everything they've come to love over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, that Jeremy has been building his channel and reaching upwards of 750,000 subscribers. Really? You're gonna just take them down single-handedly? You really think that highly of yourself? Not only that, but you also join forces with disbarred lawyers who are convicted felons. Why? Is it because birds of a feather? I don't know. I can't help but wonder. We all can't help but wonder. More scumbag stuff. Palamop, which I still don't even understand what that means.
Oh my God!
Nor do I care to find out.
Did you see that?
Eggplant emoji?
Yep.
He was quoting Bruce. The more scumbag stuff was quoting Bruce. Let's go back. Go back. Let me see.
More scumbags.
Here. Where do we... All right, let's see. Where do we see scumbag on here? He's
underhanded and a scumbag.
Uh-huh. Yep. Underhanded and a scumbag. He is literally referring to Bruce's own emails.
Oh my God.
Holy God, Bruce. You are in trouble for this. And so is your stupid ass lawyer that wrote this.
Well, you know, here's the thing that they never think of.
This is fraud on the court right here.
They never think of the counterclaim. That's what they never think of, the counterclaim. This has already gone out. This is going out to, as he said, large audience. Okay, well, there are thousands of people that are paying attention to this. And if they took it on the word that was just put in here, which I'm sure some have, you know, because a certain PR channel definitely will talk about that. Yeah, how is that going to be taken? They're going to think that that's all Larry Foreman's words. So if he's quoting Bruce here, man, God, don't think about the counterclaim, baby.
I'm texting Larry right now. I just found fraud on the court. Like, literally. He claimed in his bullshit lawsuit that you, Larry, called him a scumbag. And here you are reading his own email, his own words.
Yes, where he's calling another attorney a scumbag.
This is fraud on the court, is what this is. Fraud. Absolute fraud. Let's see what else Larry had to say here that was taken completely out of context.
The Palamop, which I still don't even understand what that means, nor do I care to find out. Adopting the eggplant emoji. Did you sleep through law school when they taught about communications made for express legal purposes of the Supremacy Clause? How is your client remunerating Megan Fox, Tug, the DUI guy, and the rest of the YouTube echo chamber? Is it money, traffic, clicks, a combination of something else? How about if it's something that people want to hear about? That's the topics that we cover. Has that thought ever entered your mind? That by virtue...
What did he call it? Public interest? Public interest. That's what it's called.
Of you doing all of this, you are actually fueling the fire rather than extinguishing it. You... Oh my God! Where does the stupidity end?
Man,
and now
you know what
you're
we need to
looking at
do?
this-
We need to listen to all of. We need to go in and, as a review for all of this, we need to play his videos. We just need to go through all of them because
I know
you're finding this stuff here, but with it would be good to see the context of what was discussed. We need to pull all of the freaking court filings that talk about this because I'm sure Larry doesn't have the court filings with the arrest thing that Bruce put in. That's in.
Yeah, we gotta watch all
106?
these videos because they're gonna all be the same. Larry taken out of context. And we already found a really big one tonight, guys. A huge one. He's quoting Bruce's own words. All right, I'm going to hit super chats and super tips. You got to run, Tug?
I'm here for a minute. I'll probably leave before they're done, but I'm looking.
All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, we'll start with super tips. Paula E, thanks for the 5.
Megan Tuck need to know the scrunchy video.
No,
Tuck need to know the scrunchy video.
No. I'm not showing him the scrunchy video. Maybe later. Maybe on another day. I will show him the scrunchy video, and you don't want to know what it is. Trust me. Sassy Mama C, thanks for the 15.
Bruce just want to be Larry's bitch. He is struggling with little D energy. Ask John because he knows.
Who can blame him? Larry is an attractive young man. If I was just a little younger, Chandler would have a run for her money.
Even men can have male crushes, but I think BBB has crossed the line into LP's specialty.
Hey, I'm not really a stalker. I just really want to be around them 24/7.
And Valor View News, thanks for the 5.
I'm getting, oh brother, where art thou vibes with this river dance?
I really need to look into that. I haven't seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And we'll get back to the super tips in a minute.
You've never seen it? It's good.
I've never seen it. No, I've never. Is it a horror movie?
No. It's funny.
Oh, it's funny.
You'd like
Okay.
it. You'd like it. I mean, it's the Coen
Okay.
brothers, man. They make so many good movies. So
No, I haven't seen it. I need to watch
you'd
it because
like it.
I've heard it come up now 3 times in a row. So I'm going to have to definitely watch it. Maybe Not gifted 10 Megan Fox memberships. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Fox Den. All 10 of you. You are now stuck here forever. There is no getting out. Max Lab, thanks for the $1. I appreciate you. And Taz67 Invader Gen Xer gifted 1 Megan Fox membership. Welcome to the Fox Den, whoever got that. And Wishful She Devil member for 13 months. 1:15 a.m. in the UK. So now it's my birthday. I'm 55 today. Love you both. Oh, you're 55? Happy birthday. You know what we do on birthdays, don't you? Get the piñata ready.
Happy birthday
from
both of us to you. Happy birthday.
I always wonder when you're going to come in.
May all your dreams come true.
Whenever I want.
Even the weird ones.
We love to have you here.
Every single night.
Here's to another year.
All right. Happy birthday, Wishful She Devil. I hope it was a good one. 55 sounds like a good year. Daryl Bradshaw, thanks for the 2. Fish stick money to train the walrus. I wouldn't want that job. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Taz67 Invader Gen Xer, thanks for the 2. BBB got busted trolling Squid's chat. LOL. He can't quit her for whatever reason.
Did he get busted again? Is that new? Was it yet
know.
again?
I don't know.
Well, they've been, there have been a lot of eyes on that because of Only Me. Only Me has been over, and he brought up quite a few things, quite a few damages. This is something I don't understand either. We hear about these people like Bruce saying that he's working for the best interest of Preston, his client, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about all that money? Isn't that in her best interest? She's out there screaming to the wind about being defrauded out of money.
Yeah. You would think.
I mean, they're all quiet. Why? Huh.
Greed.
Anyway.
Patrick W. thanks for the 5. Let's call BBB's attorney Loops, as in the stick in the bottle used to blow bubbles. The Loops. That's funny. I just prefer not to call him anything. Just attorney. Whatever. Anna Nowakowski, member for a month. Thank you to whoever gave me this membership. I have renewed. Oh, great. That's great. I appreciate that. McDeb81, thanks for the 5. Refer to the new attorney as not important at law. Not important at law. That's really funny. K-Matt Red Queen, thanks for the 5. Mad money. I appreciate that. That's what my grandma used to call it. Little money for your purse. Little mad money for your purse.
Yeah, that's
should always say
like that.
For your purse. I love that when grandma hands you a 5 or a 10 or a 20. It's just put that in
when
your
I was
purse.
a kid, man, my grandma, when they were another generation, so they held on to money time. My grandma one day went back and she had quarter rolls. She would hide them under her bed and nobody was supposed to know, but they were under there. And she came out one day, this is back in the day when arcades were huge. She brought me a $10 roll of quarters. Back when that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That'll get you
Like,
hours.
Yeah. Well, back then, they would have a matinee in the middle of town where they lived, and they would play Gremlins, and I could go see Gremlins for 25 cents, I believe.
Oh, wow. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so I used to go to the arcade, and she gave me, I was like, oh my God, and that has stuck with me all my life.
Aw. Yeah, it's just the little things. My husband's great grandma, or not his grandmother, my kid's great grandmother, every birthday, she would send a card with a stick of juicy fruit gum, a balloon, and $5 every birthday. And she'd send one to me too. Same thing. She'd send one to all the kids. All the grandkids and great grandkids got a stick of juicy fruit, a balloon, and $5. We love that so much. Like, it's just fun. Maybe not. Thanks for the 50. Latest mess of a LOLyer should be called Dirt. Just call him Dirt. Thank you for that. Maybe not. I appreciate you. Panther AUS, thanks for the Aussie 10. Line Nuts will be doing her depot first week in October. She will slip up, or I should say fuck up. But I don't think she'll show up. You're going to have to show up before you can slip up or fuck up. And I don't think she's going to show up. She's been doing an awful lot of not showing up.
Well,
Madam
judge doesn't
Mimosa.
seem like one who will enjoy no showing
Oh,
up.
I hope she doesn't show up, because what Gray will do to her,
Yeah, he will.
it's going to be beautiful.
Hard for that.
This would be beautiful. We didn't even talk about tonight that Jeremy is suing Dan Owen.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good one for tomorrow. I mean, there's so much going on.
So I didn't realize. I heard Dan Owen was being sued, and I didn't realize that he was being sued by Jeremy. He is being sued in a federal 1983 case. It is great. I've read the lawsuit. It's very, very good. We'll probably go over it tomorrow, depending on what Tug wants to do. It is for deprivation of rights. It is basically saying you chose to not obey the judge's order from Ohio, and that put us in danger, and it led to loss of income and all this other stuff. Like, had you just enforced the Ohio order, we wouldn't be where we are. It's a great lawsuit, and I can't wait to read it with you tomorrow, because it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
It's going to all be so crazy. So much.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
crazy. Madam Mimosa, thanks for the 10 mimosa money to check out the hair. Lovely as usual, I'm sure. Well, I have a new hair dryer. It's a whole thing. We're going to have to talk about it at some point, but I won't make Tug sit through it. S Shine, thanks for the 10. How about litigious Bruce the green-eyed briefcase? That's too long. Shazadi 964, thanks for the 2. Lurking, not lurking. That's right. Lurker roll call. Make sure to be counted. AKA the Cat Lady, member for 13 months. Let me guess. BBB is saying that Larry is creating a false storyline about bad lawyers. Kinda. Yeah. Something to bark about, member for 13 months. Can't believe I missed the special wedding this weekend. Guess the didn't cancel the dog shows. I'm all about dogs, you know. Yes, there was a very special wedding this weekend. We were there.
It was real, by the way, as we kept telling people, you know.
I tried to tell them that it was going to be real. Yeah. I know. They're going to have to get real divorced. So, you know, I don't know. I have my favorites. Thanks for the 2. Laughable lawsuit. Patrick W., thanks for the 5. So a new lawyer will now be blowing bubbles nonsense in Kentucky. Just one more point. Is there a Gainesville, Kentucky? It might become pertinent.
Oh, my God.
Gainesville, Florida to Gainesville to Kentucky. That would be funny. Just J-Hip. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I might miss the stream. Can I get a happy birthday song? Of course you can. Just J-Hip, of course. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Both of us to you.
That's right.
And all your pear-shaped
right after you married.
We're
sorry you have to get a divorce now.
Come true. Happy birthday.
The wedding was real.
We love to have you
going
here.
for that green card.
Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Pending divorce. And that divorce that you have to get done because you were actually married to a dog.
You couldn't actually listen, and they kept telling you would be married for real.
Did you send in the paperwork to the state? That's what I want to know. When are you going to send the paperwork to the state? I was a witness. I'll sign the thing.
Well, Jay, wait, I wasn't supposed to, Jay? No comment. No comment.
Shelly Huckabee, member for 3 months. BBB does smoke pot according to court paperwork. Pot is still against federal law. So he is a criminal, technically. That's true. That's very true. William Allen, thanks for the 5. Call this one Bruce's social disease. Crystal
oh my God,
Thomas.
I forgot all about this.
What?
You remember there was the motion to vacate the judge from everything? You know how that play?
Yeah.
God, there's so much. I forgot it all comes in this one area. So,
Yeah.
you know, you have the motion to vacate consent to magistrate that pops up. Oh my God. And that's the one where the fear of arrest.
The fear of arrest. Yes.
It's actually, I'm looking at it right now. So yeah, it's big time because Bruce, again, he's trying to play a game where, you know, there's no background. There's no basis for anybody saying anything about arrest, but he files it. It's document 123. We need to send that over to Larry because, again, let's just put it on the screen for 1 second. Let's make sure people understand, you know, because we like
share it. I'll put it up.
There it is. I got it.
Oh, whoops. Dang it. I double whammy you.
But you see him here complaining about it. You know, right off the bat, he was like, but the immediate reason for this motion is the extraordinary circumstance that the undersigned validly fears being arrested by the magistrate during ordered show cause hearing on April 3rd. He talks about how the judge said that could actually transpire. So when you go through right here, he brings it up, and he brings it up repeatedly throughout this document, which is a 23-page document. He even wants opposing counsel to come in with him and try to take the judge out of this. But it's amazing to read through. I mean, God. And he said, also about sanctions. Well, right here, he talks about how the judge said that they must bring their checkbooks. There's also one. It's in the Dropbox. I just called it order angry, because the judge is like, both of you, essentially, I'm sick of both of you. I should have sanctioned you before this, and it's wild. But for him to claim that he has never been in trouble with this court, that, they haven't reprimanded or anything. Yeah, no. These two right here by themselves. And then I think Larry's going to have a field day with this thing. This guy did. I do not believe that the lawyer that he recruited here, he really should have looked through everything. And he should have realized that he's stepping into some, I for real know, I have some pretty OCD behaviors. And he should have known that when he stepped into crowds of people like that, maybe it'd be a mistake.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Crystal Thomas, thanks for the 5. Call it the KY case. KY equals Kentucky, or does it?
The KY case.
Bend over, you're going to need it. Patrick W., thanks for the 5. Please, 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 oh, please have the court not allow Zoom hearings for this case. Right. He brought it in Kentucky. He should have to travel to Kentucky, period. CMAC, thanks for the 2. Polyflop foreskin lawsuit, bit of a mouthful. Polyflopped foreskin lawsuit. Wait, I still haven't hit on the one that rolls off the tongue. Rob Pate, thanks for the 5. Definitely missed the old days, pre-internet, when lawyers weren't allowed to advertise. No TV ads, no billboards, no robocalls. Yeah. Sassy Mama C, thanks for the 5. What about the emails, by the way, LP and BBB? They show how BBB was using the old man, how he was in control and writing all the filings. He is a POS. That is the public, opinion of his own behavior. We can't stop what people think about you, Bruce. We can't stop that people have a negative opinion of you because of your own bad behavior. Bunsen Rockenstone, member for 10 months. I'm entertained and interested. Good. Fair for all. Thanks for the 5. Lace up back to alter dress. Yes, I was actually thinking that I would do that with the green dress.
Oh, hey, I gotta go. I'll see you later.
You go. I was thinking about doing that actually. I think about a way. I have grommets and things, so yeah, I'll probably put a lace up back in it or put a panel in the back or something. It's tough to find sizes that fit right at a thrift store. It was $7. For $7, I can alter it. McDeb 81, thanks for the 5. Judge, they're calling me shit. They're laughing at me. They're laughing at me. And they're laughing at me. I know. This should be the they're laughing at me lawsuit. Cajun Bayou Queen, member for 2 months. Lawsuit should be called the Deuce Movement Lawsuit. Oh, perhaps. Deuce is running out the exit. Thanks for the 2, Puzzled Puzzler. Appreciate that. SF, thanks for the 2. Excrement sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Hold on. Let me try it. Excrement. Not quite. We would need excrementum. Yes, there it is. Excrementi. Yes, there it is. It works with the wand. All right. Puzzled Puzzler. Thanks for the 2. Deuce is dropping? Maybe not. Thanks for the 5. I think that someone squunched BBB when he was young. I love it when the streams overlap. He got squunched. That's what happened. If you don't know what squunched is, you really need to tune in to my trial coverage in the morning, 9 a.m. I gotta go to bed. I have to get through these. Starcasm FF, thanks for the 10. Thinking of Megan as I change my scented trash bags. Want me to send you some? Ocean Breeze is lovely. No thanks. Appreciate the thought, but Patrick W, thanks for the 5. Does BBB write his legal motions on Scott's or Angel Soft? Puzzler, thanks for the 5. Deuce is really stinking up the case in the courts. He papers the court, then flushes his lawsuit. What a waste of time and resources. Lorraine Capazzi, thanks for the 5. So late tonight, I'm headed to the beginning of the stream. You and Tug have a great night. Well, you too. I appreciate you being here. And Pantha AUS, thanks for the 5. Can Randy bring this up with federal court case 1? I hope so. Puzzler, thanks for the 5. Deuce is stopping up the court system with all his shit. He should pay to have it unclogged before it overflows and spreads all over the docket. Patrick W, thanks for the 2. Ramen Swamin, BBB raised $6,000 in ramen money. Oh no, I have hiccups now. I have to stop the hiccups. Puzzler, thanks for the 2. Can Deuce plead the 5th? The filth? The filth. Can he plead the filth? Yes. McDeb81, thanks for the 5. Michelle Preston, deposition October 1st. Can we take donations for Kentucky for Manskins? Yeah, maybe. And maybe not with the huge Hondo and the now. You got it. Susan Way, thanks for the 5. Can I get a birthday song, please? Well, of course you can get a birthday song. Happy birthday, by the way, Susan.
Happy birthday from both of us to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
May all your dreams come true.
Especially the weird ones.
We love to have you here.
We do.
Birthday. Here's to another year.
All right. Happy birthday, Susan. I hope it was a lovely, lovely day. And Rob Pate, thanks for the 5. Dang, no bingo win for me. My last square was, will she be wearing the same outfit she wore for Tim's trial today? Yeah, no dice. I changed my shirt because I spilled a bunch of stuff on it when I made dinner. So I changed my shirt to be on with Frank because I didn't want to embarrass myself on Quite Frankly. Do you guys know Quite Frankly? Have you seen his show? Do you know who I'm talking about when I tell you that? I'm not sure if I need to have him on the show. We just have very different schedules. And I keep saying I need to have him on. And then not getting it on the calendar. And I really need to do it because he's a very interesting character. And if you don't know Quite Frankly, let me show you. Where the heck? There we go. All right. This is Quite Frankly's YouTube page. So go to @QuiteFrankly. And I was on with him tonight on this one, Kirk Memorial. But he has a great show. If you have not listened, he is it's like an old-fashioned radio talk show, like a call-in show. He does a lot of call-ins. I found him over COVID, and he's in New York City. And so he had a lot of information happening at the epicenter at the time that you couldn't find anywhere else. That's how I found him. And then strangely enough, it turned out that Frank, my mother-in-law, who I just lost, loved Frank so much. And I had no idea that we were both listening to the same guy until years later. And she said she was listening to her guy. And I'm like, what guy? She's like, Frank. I'm like, what Frank? And then she told me, and I was like, what? I listen to him too. And it was just really funny because we had both been listening to him for years and didn't know that the other one was a fan. And then she got to see before she left us, Frank invited me on his show, and she really enjoyed that because she had been listening to him for a long time and she was excited that I was going to be on. So she got to see that. And actually, Frank is so cool. He recorded a video for her as a fan. I told her that, she wasn't doing well. She was sick and she loved his show so much. And he gave her a tour of his studio. He's a super nice guy. And he sent a private video for her that was really sweet. So check out Quite Frankly. I was on with him this evening, and I'll be on with him again next month. And I'm going to have him on my stream as well, because he's a really cool guy. You guys would like him. Aussie Wombat, member for 12 months, not a public figure, but has emailed everyone on YouTube. Right, trying to become a public figure. What do you call that? Exactly. What do you call that? Kyra Lee, thanks for the 10. He went to the Karen Reed trial on the streets, where a lot of DUI Guy fans were. Oh my God. All right, I'm texting this to Larry too. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. FYI, he also went to Karen Reed trial, where a lot of your fans would be. And filmed himself. That is great, Kyra Lee. That's perfect. You're not really avoiding those fans, was he? Lady Lynn, and that was like way after January, way after all of this. When was that trial? June? I feel like it was in June. Lady Linda Early, thanks for the 10. Tug, take your meds. And he did. Thank you for reminding him of that. Puzzled Puzzler, thanks for the 5. If Deuce constantly gets butthurt, he should cut down on the hot sauce. And also get a bidet. Highly recommend. Highly recommend the bidet. Clarence, thanks for the 2. He lied about being pro bono instead of contingency. Right? We have him saying pro bono, and then we have the contingent contract. I mean, this is not a guy who tells the truth a lot. He does tend to fabricate things. Maybe not. Thanks for the 5. Megan needs a song entitled Little Miss Pee Me Off to the tune of Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. I love that song. Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. I love that song. Oh, who sang that? I can hear the whole song in my head. Who was that? They were big in the 90s, weren't they? Skipper of Veteran Nation, thanks for the 2. LOL, this is the worst lawsuit. It's not good. It's not good. Pantha AUS, thanks for the 5. Don't forget emoji. BBB sent Randy. Yep, we hit the eggplant. Becky Fear Rec, member for 7 months. It's very sad that BBB still thinks he's relevant. I know. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. How about jelly suit, since his jealousy is obvious? The jelly suit. Okay, I gotta ask Tug. The jelly suit. That's pretty good. That one does roll off the tongue. I like that one. All right, hold on. The jelly suit. I'm sending it to Tug now. I like it. I'm voting for it. Turd of Hurdles. I love that name. It's my birthday today. It's your birthday? That's the 3rd birthday today. This is huge.
Happy birthday.
Happy
From
birthday.
both of us to you.
Well, if Tug were here, he would be singing also from him.
May all your dreams come true.
As long as it wasn't Tug singing the song to you, then yes, all your dreams come true.
Love to have you here. Happy birthday.
We do.
Here's to another year.
Happy birthday, Turd of Hurdles. I hope it was spectacular, even though Tug wasn't here to sing at you. Hoosier Down Under, thanks for the 5. You said BBB is reaching. Yeah, try to reach into Larry's wallet, just like he tried to reach into Jeremy's. So gross. Oh, so gross. Look, this is a very good comment, because this is what it's always been about. It was always about either him getting famous, getting his 15 minutes of fame, or putting his hand into the pockets of the people who didn't give him that. He's very much like Lynette in that way. Lynette wanted what she wanted from Jeremy, which was to be a part of his channel, to get famous, to get money from it. And when she didn't get that, she decided to reach into his pocket the way that she did, and destroy him. Really gross. These people are gross. Wanda Perez, thanks for the 5. BBB, done it now. He has to FAFO Larry, going to teach that lesson real good. Buckle up. Buckle up. Angela, a.k.a. Harley Quinn, member for 7 months. Happy 7 months. I will be on replay crew. I was sick and fell asleep half an hour before you started. Sorry, hair looks amazing. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm using a new hairbrush hair dryer, which is probably bad for my hair because it's super high heat, but it dries it in like 15 minutes, which is amazing because normally it takes an hour. And M Spire, thanks for the 2. BBB, blasted butt bursts. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm not going to try and guess. Cray, thanks for the 5. Yes, there's a Gainesville, Kentucky. It's in the northern part of Allen County. Shut up. There's an actual Gainesville, Kentucky. I'm going to play Gainesville on the way out. I've decided. Gainesville is going to be the outro song tonight. In fact, let me cue it up so it's ready to go. I haven't heard that song in a while, and I really want to hear it. Since this is a stream about Bruce Matzkin, I guess we will play it. Why do I have 2 of these? I hope this is the right one. Hang on, let me just check something. Yeah, it is. Okay, just queuing it up for later. And Taz67 Invader Gen Xer, thanks for the 2. BBB busted today, got caught by free membership. That's always funny when he's lurking. All right. Super tips. Time for super tips. Starcasm.
I don't want to give away secrets, but I heard Fleesa and Just Jay hip turned down. Baby, as his attorney's peer says LOLyer or something like that. That's truth, not truth. I can't tell a lie from truth.
Sorry about that. Allie S., thanks for the 9.
If Larry was here, he would call this a nothing burger.
Has anyone checked on him? Too much laughter can cause hyperventilation.
He needs to take deep breaths in and out.
I have checked on him. Larry's doing just fine. Larry's okay. Don't worry. Don't expect Larry to be online talking about this, though. Larry does not talk about litigation that he's in. I think you guys have seen that from the thumbnail case, that he has only talked about it very sporadically. So if he does talk about this, I would assume it would be after certain things have happened. I don't know what those might be, but I would not expect Larry to talk about this. Spin Dr. D, thanks for the 5.
Is Larry Foreman single?
Oh dear, he's out of your league. Go back to the casita and let the grown-ups talk.
Larry is not single. Larry has a girlfriend. Her name is Chandler. She is also my friend, and she's adorable, and I love her. And she's in law school right now. Rob Pate, thanks for the 5.
Stop laughing, Mr. Rob Pate. You are a jury member in this trial against Mr. Formson.
Formson. William Allen, thanks for the 5.
Should we start the TikTok for the 21-day safe harbor P-Royd?
Yes. Yes, where's safe harbor?
Hey, Rule 26 one more time, motherfucker.
There it is. We need that. DTG 1032, thanks for the 5.
This is a paid advertisement for Swamin brand ramen.
Swamin brand ramen. I love it. All right, we're done. I think we're done. Hold on. Did we just get another super chat I didn't see? No, I got that one. Okay. We are done. It's time for Gainesville to Gainesville. Guys, tune in here tomorrow, 9 a.m. You don't want to miss this trial. I'm telling you, if you have not been watching with my trial coverage on the Tim's trial, you're missing what my channel was built on. You're missing what made my channel great, and why I have the return viewers that I have is because of trial coverage, where we sit for hours every day and watch a trial together, and we play bingo, and there are jokes and there are memes, and you'll never be the same after you watch a trial with me. So don't miss it tomorrow, 9 a.m. Let's fucking go.
case in hand, but my emotions are mixing up this legal land. I filed for a change, thought I was so slick, but I moved the case from Gainesville to Gainesville quick. From Gainesville to Gainesville, what was I thinking? I made a mistake, the whole court's blinking. Emotion so wrong, my career's on the line. The judge's patience, now a thin, thin line. I stood in that courtroom, thought I was smart, but my paperwork's a mess, it's tearing me apart. I tried to move the case to where I stand, didn't realize I was already in Gainesville land. From Gainesville to Gainesville, what have I done? I've got the judge annoyed, and now I'm undone. A blunder so grand, my reputation's shot. I found my way straight into this spot. I look at the judge, his eyes are so cold. He's seen my folly and my legal mode. I'm shaking my head, I know I'm in deep. This legal misstep might just make me weep. I filed for delays, for dismissals too, but each one's a mess, my errors they accrue. I'm lost in my paperwork, a maze of my own. In this court of law, I feel so